The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
A win for Big Nick. The Jets have won a football game. Ladies and gentlemen, victory post-game starts right now.
How much worse can it get for Aaron Glenn's Jets team? Can he salvage this season and give us something to be excited about? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
A win. A freaking win. Let's go. To quote Kevin from The Office, it's just nice to win one. Oh my God, did we need a win in the worst way? And Mr. Mangold, Big Nick, thank you, man. Thank you. A day that started with devastating news, and obviously that's where we start. Thoughts and prayers with the Mangold family, everyone who knew him. Nick's been on the show several times. He's come on the YouTube show. I've had him on radio before. You know, they say don't meet your heroes. That never applied to Nick Mangold. A true Jets legend, but an even greater person. So, RIP to number 74. Because, man, Nick Mangold was a Jet. And he's one of the most likable athletes that's ever played for the Jets. So that was just devastating news. But to see the Jets go out there and win a game today, who knows what it means long-term, all that. But nice to see a win. And God bless Nick Mangold and his family. Just terrible news. Rest in peace. Wanted to start there. A win for Nick Mangold. A win for Nick Mangold. I also want to say this before we talk about this game today. Thank you to everyone that came out to our post-game show. You saw some of the footage in the intro that Gator made right after the game. A great turnout. You would have no idea that the Jets were winless going into this game today. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you to Goldies for hosting. Just an awesome time. Great turnout. Great food, drinks, and a New York Jet win, baby. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, hit it, AG. That's what we're talking about, baby. Let's go. Let me say this. Give so much credit to Justin Fields. We start with him. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Justin Fields is now the long-term answer or any of that. But that was a gutsy, resilient effort by a guy who was put through the ringer this week. I mean, the owner of the team said, and I quote, if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. And then Justin Fields responded today with that type of performance. 21 of 32, 244 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers, made plays with his legs. Had a great throw to Isaiah Davis on the 2-point conversion. That's resilience, man. Shout out to Justin Fields. And I would have said that even if they ended up losing the game, if the defense, which stunk today, and we'll get to them coming up, allowed a field goal at the end and the Jets would have lost. He played great today. Give credit to Fields, man. I'm happy for him. He handled it with class this week. Not easy what he went through. And I'm happy for the guys on this team that all they know is losing and just all the discourse with this team. We could stop with the 0-17 talk. I'd never thought it would get to that point. And I'm glad that they won, so we didn't have to go into the bye week of 2 straight weeks of fire Glenn, one and done, winless season. Nice to win a game, right? Nice to win a game. Awesome to see the way the offensive line protected the quarterback today. Awesome to see the way the offensive line opened up holes. I thought Isaiah Davis was excellent today as not just a runner. I thought he had several key blitz pickups and pass protection that were huge. Brees was an animal today. Do not trade this guy unless you're getting a huge haul for Brees. What's a 5th-round pick worth for Brees Hall? Give this team a chance to function. Give Aaron Glenn a chance to prove he can coach and show us something over these final 9 games, right? That's all we want to see. No Jet fan should be rooting against Aaron Glenn. You want to see improvement. You want to see the team still fight for him. And they did today, especially on offense. They showed up. That's a big win, man. Honestly, maybe this was part of Woody Johnson's master plan all along. He's a master motivator, baby. Dump all over the quarterback and watch him go out there and play his best game since September 7th. Woody, you're the man.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
Tell you what, it looked pretty good today. Didn't always look good. Felt like we were getting ready for another blowout. But, man, I don't know. Maybe it was Nick Mangold looking down on this team, willing us to get a victory. But it's just nice to win a game, man. It really is. We'll see if they could build on it. We'll see if, they turn the corner on offense, right? But at least we don't have to do 2 weeks of just misery on this channel, right? Like, it's October, man. Don't worry about the draft in October. Because I will say this again for the tanking crowd out there. The number 1 pick in the draft means very little. Let me get this out of the way. The last 10 quarterbacks that were taken number 1 overall: Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward. How many Super Bowl wins do all those guys have? 0. Only Goff and Burrow have even appeared in a Super Bowl. Only Luck and Burrow clearly worked out for the teams that drafted them, and both have had or have significant injury issues. Andrew Luck's not even in the league anymore. Goff and Baker found success only after leaving the teams that drafted them. Winston, Murray, Lawrence, Young, they've all had varying levels of disappointment. Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, they're still unknowns. There's no guarantee with anyone that's picked number 1. The best quarterbacks in the league, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, they weren't picked number 1. They went 10, 7, 32. Dak wasn't even a first or a second round pick. Jalen Hurts, who's the Super Bowl MVP, he was a second rounder. You could find quarterbacks outside of the number 1 pick. So anyone worried about the number 1 pick, the Giants last year won too many games, right? Well, Jackson Dart's pretty good. Looks like he's got a chance to be a long-term answer. Tanking for the number 1 pick is not the only way to go about it. I want to see wins. I want to see improvement. And I said it for the last couple of weeks. The wins needed to happen now. The wins needed to happen now, not late in the year when it means nothing. Jets went through hell this week. That locker room, good job by Aaron Glenn. Give him credit. He held that team together. Now, the defense went back to being horrible, and that's unfortunately the sign of a bad team when you can't play complementary football, right? Defense is great the last 2 games. Offense terrible. Now the offense is outstanding today, and the defense is terrible. The Jets still have a lot of issues, but let's enjoy the win, and let's give credit to the head coach who kept the team together. They didn't quit when they were down in this game 10-0. They didn't. They fought. They fought back in the second quarter, scoring 13 points. They had a chance in this game. And let's be honest, most of us thought they were going to get blown out. How could you not? I wouldn't kill anyone for feeling that way. I mean, you look at the way this game was going, and it was set up for the Jets to probably lose by 14 or more points. They put up 39 today. Justin Fields has never won a game when his defense is allowed that many points. Not even close. So this is a great win by the Jets. Let's see if they could build on it. Let's see if it's the start of something. But, man, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy a win. We got 2 weeks to enjoy it. Who knows how many more there'll be. History tells you get off to this kind of start, there's not going to be that many more. But for the people who came to my watch party today, we enjoyed a win. For everyone out there watching, enjoy a win. Doesn't matter where you're picking in the draft. You got to pick the right player, and you got to develop that player. You could pick the right player as the Jets did with Sam Darnold, and guess what? We didn't know till years later because they failed him. So let's not worry about draft positioning and any of that. Let's just worry about, are we seeing improvement? And today we saw a win. That's improvement. That's what it's all about, winning games. Don't tell me that you've been encouraged by what you've seen when they were the only team in the league without a win. You got to win. You got to find a way. We saw Miami today win a game that no one gave them a chance to win in Atlanta against the Falcons. The NFL is weird, man. That's why all the talk of going winless, like if you go winless in this league or you finish with 1 win and you're the worst team in the league, why would you keep anyone? That's the whole point. I want Aaron Glenn to show that he could coach and turn it around. And he knew what he was doing analytically with the decisions to go for 2. People were like, what is he doing? If you follow analytics, the Jets obviously have an analytics guy who's saying, no, that's the move. Because then you see if you score the second touchdown, When you're down 14, you go for 2. You score the second touchdown. That touchdown gives you the lead. And they say statistically that's your best chance to win the game rather than give the ball back to the team where a field goal would then beat you. Right? You have a chance to win the game. That's the point. They passed that test. And once again, like, if you can't, as a fan, enjoy Justin Fields playing well after what he went through because of the owner this week, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't enjoy a win after what happened with Nick Mangold this morning, that is just devastating news. That is like just, I mean, it's hard to believe, man. It really is. You know, life is short, but it's nice to win one. It really is nice to win one. Nice to win one for Nick Mangold. And look, I hope Justin Fields can build on this. I hope that he could play freer, right? It felt like after he threw the touchdown to Tyler Johnson, all of a sudden he was like, okay, like, you know, I'm just going to let it rip. Like, he was actually throwing before a receiver broke their route. He actually threw with some timing today. He wasn't afraid to take off and run. I thought Engstrand did a really good job with some of the play calling. There were some design runs. I mean, the one play with the 4th and 1 was a disaster. Just run the quarterback sneak, which they did later in the game, and it worked. Like, that should be their short yardage. But, man, on a day we lost one of the best Jets ever and one of the great just humans in Nick Mangold, enjoy the win, people. Seriously, enjoy the win. Because it's just, it's hard to win. We invest all this time watching this team, and I'm not rooting for losses on October 26th. I'm not. Nice to win a game. Good for Aaron Glenn. Nice for him to have that moment. And let's see if they could build on this, man. We want to see some improvement. You're playing the Browns after the bye. You have 2 weeks to get ready for them. We know the previous coaching staff was horrific with time to prepare. You know, let's see how the Jets come out and play against a Browns team that lost today 32-13. You know, they're 2-6. It's a winnable game. Show us something. Show progress. Show improvement. That's what we want to see. You know, that like the idea that, oh, the only way this team could get a quarterback is just to be awful. It's not true. The only way for this team to turn it around is to have a legitimate coach and pick the right quarterback and develop that guy. So let's enjoy the win for an afternoon, because I know I certainly am. Let me say this as well. In honor of Nick Mangold, we will give away a Nick Mangold jersey on the show as our giveaway. So if you want to enter, you could gift a membership, and we will add you to the raffle. Or you could send in a super chat, $10 or higher, and we will put you in for that. On Tuesday, we do our weekly raffle. We got a bunch of prizes to share. Knicks fans, in honor of the Knicks season tipping off this past week, our top prize is a signed Wall-Clad Frazier jersey, a signed Wayne Corbett football, and a signed C.J. Mosley helmet. So those are the top prizes for those of you who want to enter the Asmaniac raffle. But again, nice to see a win, man. Nice to see a win. And you know what? Hey, give Aaron Glenn some credit. At least offensively, maybe they did have a great week of practice, huh?
We had a great week of practice.
The Jets are now 1 and 2,078 all time when their coach says they had a great week of practice before a game. We finally saw that win. Unbelievable. Master motivator, Woody Johnson.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
I'll tell you what, it was all part of the plan. If we just complete a pass, it would look good. Tell you what, it looked good today. How many yards of offense did the Jets have? Scored 39 points offensively today. The New York Jets. How many points did they have? 39, 502 yards of offense. Unreal. That's football, man. You just never know. It's a week-to-week league, and we can put the 0-17 talk to bed. We're going to get to your super chats, going to get to plenty of your calls, but I want to listen into the head coach. This was Aaron Glenn at the podium discussing his first win as the head coach of the New York Jets.
Two guys, injuries. Kiko was being checked for a concussion, so we'll see how that goes. And Cisco has a shoulder he's always had, and we see how that goes. When it comes to this game, very, very exciting. I told our guys at halftime, these are the games that I really can tell the mental and physical toughness of our team and the grit that we've been talking about that we have to play with to win these games. And throughout the season, you guys have been hearing me say we have to learn how, before you can learn how to consistently win, you have to learn how not to lose. And there was a number of things that we did today that didn't put us in a position to lose this game, but put us in a position to win this game. Penalties, no turnovers. I mean, obviously we didn't get a takeaway, but man, our guys were fighting their ass off to try to get it. And this is a game of players making plays, especially in crucial times. And we had a number of guys that made plays at crucial times. So now it's our time to consistently do that. And all that happens the way that you go about practice. Proud of these guys, man, proud of the way they fought. We still have a long way to go. It's one win, and I hate the fact that 1-7, but I'm happy that we got us a win today. And we can get ready to go through this bye week and get ready for Cleveland, all right, for after this bye week. So any questions?
AG, it's
Oh, yeah, yes. This was, and I heard about it this morning, true Jet, through and through. And I hate I didn't start with this because this means more to me than anything, of Nick Mangold passing away. Obviously, I didn't play with him, but I was here as a scout when he was playing, and he was the heart and soul of this team. He had a number of kids, and it's always tough to hear that, especially a guy that's a true Jet through and through that made his appearance felt. And I'm sure you guys seen him around a number of times. So prayers goes out to him and his family. And that's tough to hear. It's tough to hear because of who he was as a person, him being a true Jet. Prayers goes out to him and his family. Questions?
Can you talk about just the second half adjustments that you made, especially being down 15 in the third quarter?
You know what? Offensively, we knew that we wanted to run the ball quite a bit against this team. And we continue to do that. That's one thing that Tanner didn't get away from is running the ball. And we knew our two guys would be able to make some yards when it comes to that. And we know our offensive line was really feeling it when it comes to coming off the ball, being physical, putting themselves in a dominant position to be able to do that. And then we want to make sure that like we created one-on-one so Justin could be able to complete some of these play-action passes. And I like the fact that he was getting the ball down the field, making these plays. When it comes to defense, man, those two guys that they have are tough to deal with. And, our guys buckled down and made sure, listen, if someone was going to beat us, it was going to be somebody else. And that's something that I've learned from Coach Belichick of playing under him and understanding exactly how he do things. Man, let's take those two guys. Obviously they made some plays, but let's take those two guys out and something else have to beat us. And our guys understood that. Now, we got to do better. I understand that. But we did enough, especially when it was crunch time, to go win this game, which I'm proud of.
Well, AG, this was a pretty stressful week, it would seem, for Justin. A lot of things going on with between Woody and, what was going on. And he seemed to take quite a step forward today. Can you speak to how he handled the week and the way he played today?
Yeah. And I've said this on a number of occasions that who he is as a person, his faith, and the way that he goes about his business, like he was primed to be able to do something like that. He's primed to be able to handle situations like this. And it's so unfair to him. It really is that he gets criticized so much. But on the other hand, I told him, being a high pick, being a quarterback, especially in the New York area, man, criticism, responsibility, expectation, all those things follow you. So handle it. Some of it is unwarranted. I would say that some of it's unwarranted, but we understand.
Let me just say this real quick. His owner, the owner of the team, led the criticism this week. The owner of the team made it a story, Aaron. Go back to Glen's presser. But I mean, it's like some of it is unwarranted. He doesn't deserve it. Right. The owner of the team literally said this.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
That's why I give Fields a ton of credit, no matter how you feel about him as a quarterback. I mean, he should earn your respect today. I don't think he's our long-term answer. My opinions on him don't change, but man, what resiliency he showed. Seriously. Glenn's referring to the criticism. Yeah, the criticism came from the guy who is the multi-billionaire owner of the team. That's where the criticism was coming from this week.
And a lot of that has to go a bit when we was 0-7. So he's a perfect person to be able to handle everything that's been thrown at him. And he's a special person, a special person.
How about on the fields today? It seemed like he really took steps forward in terms of staying in there, getting rid of the ball a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I know those things are going to be talked. Listen, Justin was Justin. It just so happened, man, that things were really clicking for him, you know. And he had a great week of practice. He knew what the situation was between him and Tyrod at the beginning of the week, and neither one of those guys blinked. And listen, between the walkthroughs and the practice, you know, we had enough reps to go out there and be able to compete the way that we want to compete. So proud of him.
Can you talk about the halfback option pass, what went into that call, and why you thought it would work in this situation?
Well, that's a call that we've been practicing quite a bit. And when we came to the sideline, I think it was an injury timeout or something. And we talked about the play. And I asked Justin, I thought it was really funny. I asked Justin, how do you feel about it? He was like, can I say shit? Well, I just did. Well, yeah. He was like, shit, coach, it better work. We've been practicing quite a bit, but it better work. Well, I said, well, all good, let's run it. You know, so.
You can say shit on this show, AG. Say whatever you want as long as you win games. We love it.
Those guys were in tune, and at the end of the day, I mean, the way that Brees manipulated that whole deal to where, man, it looked like he was going to run, and then he gave Mason a chance, and man, Mason went up and made a play. What was funny about that is Rucker was one of our captains, guest captains this week, and we watch on Saturday, we watch some of his high school tapes. That's what we usually do when you're the guest captain. And every one of his high school tapes, man, he was just mossing people, just going up and catching it. And to see Mason go up and catch a ball like that, I thought was pretty funny. But it was outstanding the way those guys went up there and made plays.
What did it mean to you to have that moment in the locker room now with the guys?
It feels good because here's what I do know. Man, these guys, this staff, this team gets criticized for so much. And I understand why. You know, we were 0-7. You know, we brought a lot on ourselves, but there's a lot of it I feel like is unwarranted. You know, but it is what it is. And I'm just so happy for those guys. I'm so happy for the coaches. But I also know this, man, we still have a long way to go. You know, so I'm going to enjoy this win. I'm going to enjoy this with those guys and with my family and nobody else. You know, because those are the guys that deserve to be enjoyed, to have this. And we're going to get out of here, go home, and enjoy this bye week and get ready for Cleveland.
Okay, two more, Kyle and Rich. Could you shed some light on what the quarterback situation was this week? You referenced it where Justin and Tyrod knew what they were dealing with. We didn't know, obviously. Could you just shed some light on what it was?
Those guys were competing. You know, we get to the end of the week, and talking to Tyrod, he just wasn't comfortable. He wasn't comfortable, so instead of trying to force anything between both guys, listen, Tyrod, you're out. Justin, you're going to play. That was it. But I'm back to where we just won a game. And we just won it with a group of players that just bust their ass. And, again, that's where we're going as media. We're not focused on the win. We're focused on the negative part of I wish we would stop doing that and understand those guys just won a game.
Last one here.
Sherwood didn't play in the first quarter, so
Yeah.
What is that?
You keep that between me and him and me and the team.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
What a win. What a win. We'll take it. Props to Aaron Glenn. That's what you want to see. You want to see wins. That's all that matters. The criticism will stop when you win games. That's it. You were the only team in the league that has yet to have a win. This was a photo the Jets tweeted of Glenn getting the game ball in the locker room. I'm sure we'll have video of Woody giving it to him because I'm guessing it was Woody. Fields should get a game ball too. The two guys, the most maligned, the two guys who deserve the brunt of the criticism, the head coach and quarterback, both deserve immense props for this win. And now let's see if they could build on it, because that's what it all is about. It's not about winning just one game. It's building on it. We talked about improvement, right? Glenn said you want to judge us on being a team you're proud of as a Jet fan. Let's see some of that now. Today was awesome, right? Seeing offense, seeing creativity from the play caller, seeing the guts from the quarterback, seeing Brees play the way he did. Isaiah Davis, the offensive line, I thought was excellent. I don't think Fields really was under duress much at all. And when he was, he did a good job just taking off and making plays with his legs. He was decisive today. That's what you want to see. And a good job by Aaron Glenn. No awful, in-game decisions that we could question. Didn't burn a timeout to decide whether to go for it on fourth down or not. Was clearly aware of the analytics when you're down 14 and you score a touchdown to go for 2. He was aware of that. It's a good job. This was a really good win by the Jets because they showed resiliency in the face of adversity. They didn't fold. There was adversity from the owner during the week, adversity from the record, adversity from the fact, hey, it's the game before the bye. Our guys just going to fold up knowing they have a week off. Our guys going to be checked out knowing they could be traded, right? I mean, you saw Brees Hall play his ass off today. Where are the people saying that he quit on the Jets? That could not be further from the truth. He wants to win, man. So that's a great win. Give credit to the head coach. We need more of it, but that is a great win. Let's see some wins. But that's an awesome feeling. Awesome feeling. Shout out to the guys that were a part of it because that's all we want to see, man. We just want wins the worst way. That's it. But I was really impressed with the quarterback today because he had been so bad. And for it to just click like that today, he finally played just free. Like, let it rip, man. You got nothing to lose. He threw with timing, anticipation, played with some confidence. Man, this team should be better than 1-7. There's talent on this team. There's good players on this team. And it's on the coaching staff to have a much better second half of the season than they did the first half. Right? If we're going to judge the Jets season in halves, you're 1-7 in the first half. What's the record now the last 9 games of the year? Can you show us real improvement down the stretch? No one's expecting you to win every game, but you shouldn't be embarrassed. You shouldn't be the worst team in the NFL. Right? Like Miami won today, for example. They had been an absolute joke. Like, you shouldn't, in today's NFL, especially this team, we've seen worse Jet rosters, way worse Jet rosters. You shouldn't be this bad. You got the same amount of wins as the Saints now. You have the same amount of wins as the Titans now. You're 1 win behind the Giants, who lost Scatterboo today and already don't have neighbors. Like, they should be better than some of these teams from just a talent standpoint. Win games. That's what it's all about. And Glenn won a game today, so guess what? He deserves credit for that. And he deserves credit because his team didn't quit on him either. They showed up for him today, and that shows me something. That's what you want to see. You want to see this team improve, and today they clearly improved. And yes, I haven't really mentioned the defense yet. They were horrible today, but they did make a big stop late when they had to, so give them credit for that. Nice to see Will McDonald finally have a sack, his first sack since week 1. They fought today. Some tough luck on some of these plays, right? A.Z. Thomas had what looked like an incredible interception that obviously gets overruled because he was out of bounds and was the first player to touch it to come back in, which I think is a silly rule, but it is a rule. Like they competed today. There were some unlucky bounces that went against them, and they put themselves in an obvious, because how many times have we seen this year 10-0 hole, but they fought out of it, and it's not nothing. I just hope they could build on it, man. I just hope it's not fool's gold. But from down 10-0, down 17-3, for the Jets to fight back and even still trail at halftime 24-13 and still fight back in this game, It's impressive. And honestly, what I thought was really impressive was when the Jets made it 31-24, right? They scored on that touchdown. It was the 6-play touchdown drive. It ended with Breece Hall finally getting in the end zone for the first time. And the defense immediately gives it right back. 7 plays, 73 yards. Cincinnati's up 38-24. Jets responded right away. Great to see that, right? We have not seen that all year. Really, since the Steelers game week 1, which was lost because of the special teams and the defense. Like, I thought that response when the Jets finally got on the board, fourth quarter, they scored that touchdown. Cincinnati immediately scores. You're thinking, 38-24. A lot of people, I won't name any names, but some of you at my watch party today, you left. I don't blame you, but you left. Then the Jets scored the touchdown, made it 38-32. They got a 3-and-out. Defense finally got the stop, right? They got the 3-and-out in the game. And then they got the ball back and had that 9-play, 58-yard drive capped off with the touchdown from Breece Hall to Mason Taylor. Shades of Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett to beat Keyshawn in Tampa in 2000. Nice to see that. Nice to see a win. That's what we want. Nice to win one for Nick Mangold. Obviously had to rock the 74 jersey today. If you're tuned in live, we're going to be giving away a Nick Mangold jersey. A little homage to the great Jet. Thinking about him and his family, of course. I did the radio show this morning with Mike Tannenbaum, and full disclosure, I knew about Nick's passing about 5 minutes before Mike and I went on the air. Mike had heard from someone that, this happened, and we were waiting for the Jets to put out an official statement before commenting on it, and they put out the statement about 11:50 this morning, so we had about 5 minutes left on the radio show, and we spent the last 5 minutes talking about Nick Mangold, and obviously Mike drafted him with the Jets, so good perspective there from Mike, of course, but it's just brutal, man. Just sad, terrible. For those tuning in late, I've had Nick on this show, the radio show, several times over the year, and it's just awful, but, nice to win one for Nick today. And, hopefully a Jet win brought, his family a smile. And I'm sure what is just a horrific day for them. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. A celebration, a Jet win. Let me get to a couple super chats. We will mix in your calls as well. Again, thank you to everyone who came out to our watch party today because, man, you would have no idea that the Jets are a winless football team. You would have no idea. Crowd was into it. People were pumped. Just awesome. Here, by the way, was the final play during this game today. This is a video that Nate, who was at the watch party, sent me to my email. I couldn't believe it. I'm without speech. We have won a football game. Unbelievable. Tyrone starts it off. He says, great win for us fans and players. I know Nick Mangold's spirit was present. A great Jet that I had the privilege to see drafted and play his career. He will be missed. RIP. Jetstream 74. Amen. Please, someone do something. It's been a long season, but of all the days, I'm glad they won today. Thanks for the memories, Nick. You and your family are in our thoughts. Rest easy, big man. Max says, for Nick, RIP. Mike says, guess they actually had a great practice this week for number 74. Peter says, put it towards a Nick Mangold giveaway. Nick Mangold giveaway underway to everyone who enters. We'll give you a chance to win a Nick Mangold throwback. That's right. Mitchell and Ness throwback jersey, it says there. Unreal. Just seeing this and the term throwback is still weird for me. Zach writes in, Bengals should fire every member of their defensive staff. None of them should be allowed within 500 feet of a whiteboard. Love, Mangold. They did it for Nick. I don't know if this is sustainable, but for at least today and 2 weeks, we could be a little less miserable as Jet fans. Because, God, doing 2 straight weeks of 0-17 talk on the show, just miserable. Now we can talk about, hey, can we see some real progress, improvement? That's what we want to see. I hope we see it. I really do. Darth Crypto says, happy for the win. Happy we got Taylor. RIP Mangold. JETS, Jets. Shout out to Mason Taylor, man. He's a good player. They got that one right. Membu, I think, is a stud. Taylor is a stud. But Malachi Moore has played well since he's been inserted into the starting lineup. I'm going to go back and we'll watch the game with Joe Blewett again. I thought AZ Thomas competed. He should have had an interception. That's a tough assignment. Your first start, hey, go cover T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Nate in the raffle for 2. Crack the mother effing Henny. Jets win. Need 7 shots at least before the postgame ends. 1 for each Nick Mangold Pro Bowl. JETS, Jets. I appreciate you saying 7 for his Pro Bowls and not 74 Henny shots, because I don't know if I'd make it through. You know what? I don't know how many more wins we're really going to get here. I will bust out the Henny during this show. All right? We will make that happen. Derek in the raffle for 1. Genergy says, we finally played with some heart. A win for 74. Spencer says, can't be 10-7 without being 1-7. First Jet up. MFers. That's right. Hit the 1 win dance. Let's go. Love it. Doug says, felt like we had the better coaching staff today. Yeah, I mean, look, I've never been the biggest Zach Taylor fan, but it just shows you how crazy the NFL is. I mean, we went from, the Joe Flacco-led Bengals beating Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, and then they had, an extra 3 days to prepare for this, and they couldn't stop Justin Fields, who was benched last week. Like, the NFL is so crazy, man. And that's why, winning is great. The good teams consistently win over time. And hopefully the Jets are learning how to do that. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive. It's 1 win. We got to see more. That's all we want. LG says, Aaron Glenn is still horrible. We're delaying the inevitable. # messed up the tank. I'll say it again. The tank cannot be messed up in October. We got to stop with that. The Jets are going to be in position to get a quarterback. There are multiple guys that are projected to go in the first round. They got to pick the right one and develop the right one. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. Name your quarterback who's great in the league. They were not picked first overall. They weren't. Drake May wasn't the first pick in the draft. You want to use him? Bo Nix wasn't the first pick in the draft. Justin Herbert wasn't the first pick in the draft. And by the way, for what it's worth, the Jets still have the number 1 pick in the draft. For those of you who still care about that. I'm not into the tanking thing. I think it's silly. This is not like the Trevor Lawrence year where it was like the perception was it's him and no one else. And how good is Trevor Lawrence even anyway? Proving my point. Jetstream, big super chat for Nick Mangold. 15 raffle tickets for Jetstream. Thank you, Jetstream. Daniel says, who says we can't get 2 in a row? Hey, let's defeat the bye, the BYE, and let's get the W. Let's not lose the bye week. You can't win the bye week. I think it was Herm Edwards who used to say that, but you can lose the bye week. Don't lose the bye week. Now, when I was in college, I won't name any names, but we had a broadcaster on the Ithaca football broadcast that, was kind of learning football, but he wanted to be a part of it. So he once raised his hand and asked a question. Hey, guys, I'm confused about Ithaca's, week 2 opponent. What school is BYE? I'm like, oh, my God, you mean the bye week? So we had a joke at school that Ithaca College would always play the BYE Rattlesnakes. That was the week 2 opponent. So you can't lose the bye. You can't win the bye week, but you don't want to lose it. And I don't want a big fire sale unless you're telling me I'm getting sick value for Brees. I don't want to trade him. I don't want to Quincy Williams. I'm gonna get a 6th round pick for him. I want to give Aaron Glenn a chance to prove he can coach and win some games here and try and lay the foundation. You want to trade Michael Carter or Tony Adams or guys are not going to be here and you can get anything from them, or Alan Lazard, fine. But I'm not trading Quinnen. They're not trading Jermaine. And I really a 5th round pick for Brees. I'm good. I'd rather keep Brees Hall if possible. I had this conversation with Mike Tannenbaum today. He says I'd be talking to Brees about an extension. See what that would look like. What would the franchise tag be for a running back? Can you offer Brees that plus an extra year of security? And would he take that? Because regardless who the quarterback is next year, why not have your running back room be together at Brees, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis? Give your young rookie a chance. See, the way the Jets ran the ball today, credit to the O-line, man. Cuddy says, what a win. Fields saying he's only concerned with the opinions of guys in the building, and Woody's the outside noise was the icing on the cake. RIP Nick Mangold, LFG Jets. Well, it's just funny that Glenn is saying, Justin Fields takes a lot of criticism. I think a lot of it is unfair. And the owner levied the biggest criticism you could levy. He said this.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
So good for Fields, man. I don't think he's our answer long term, but, he is under contract next year. And you would like to have the option of him being the bridge if the guy you take first overall, second overall, wherever, maybe he's not ready or you don't want to put him in right away. Right? So you don't want that relationship to be destroyed where Fields, he can't be on the team and he counts $22 million in dead cap next year on top of the $35 million that Aaron Rodgers counts against our dead cap. Why pay 20% of our cap to guys who aren't going to quarterback this team? Like, that's silly. So good for Fields, man. I hope he continues to play competently. NY says no Sauce or Garrett holding the Bengals receivers under 100 yards each. We had 6-man boxes to not give up big plays. Yeah, I mean, they did their best, man. Obviously, they gave up points, but they did get the big stop at the end twice. Just win, man. No one cares how you win as long as you win. Would I rather win like this than win like 10-9? Yeah, it's more entertaining, right? I forgot what it felt like to score a touchdown today. The first touchdown today, I was like, what do we do with our arms? Like, what do we do? Like, we didn't know what to do, right? Because the Jets' touchdowns have been in garbage time outside of week 1. Like, even the Fields scramble against the Dolphins, the last non-garbage time touchdown, they were down 17-3 in the third quarter in that game. They haven't scored it in the first half since week 1. So, let's enjoy a win, man. The Rooster, today we celebrate a win on the day we remember Nick Mangold. Monday is a lot better when you win. Amen. And the Jets can't lose next week. How about that? Right? Not only do we get to celebrate a win, they can't lose next week. I'll hug it out to that.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Hey, Jets 1-0 since Woody Johnson revealed the power of friendship. The stats that matter. JR in the house. What a big win. RIP, Nick. It really felt like the Mangold era. Jet pride was on display today. They fought despite losing early. Hashtag Jet up. Yeah, I won't lie. On my way to the watch party in my Uber, I saw what Rex said on Countdown this morning about Mangold. That made me tear up, man. I mean, just brutal. We'll talk more about Nick Mangold throughout the week. I'm going to try and bring on some former teammates of his as a guest to honor his legacy. And, I'm rocking the 74 today for Nick. It's just, nice to win for him. The Rooster says, today we celebrate a win on a day we remember Nick Mangold. I already read that one. Good point, though. Marlez says, RIP Nick, let's enjoy the win. I've seen improvements from the coaching and the O-line. Defense still mid, but we showed up when it mattered. Forget draft position. Draft position, haven't we learned this lesson, Jet fans? It means nothing. Pick the right player. Develop the right player. There's more than one good quarterback. I did the exercise at the beginning. I'm going to have my social guys clip it because I'm so sick of the tanking people. Tanking does not guarantee any success at quarterback. You don't even know who you're tanking for. Some of you who want Fernando Mendoza, by next week, if Dante Moore plays well, you're going to love him. There's no consensus. It's going to be all over the place. We don't know. J4 says, now you don't have to worry about what to talk about. Let me tell you, let me lift the curtain. I was dreading this week of shows. Jet bye week, and they were going to be 0-8, and I was going to have to do 2 straight weeks of, if they go 2 wins, I think Glenn should go. If they 0-17, I want to win games, man. Winning, that's what we want. We want to win football games. That's all we've ever wanted. I don't care about anything else. Winning football games. That's it. And today, the New York Jets won a football game. Let's go. Tom in the raffle for one. Kashmir says Jets could be 4-4 if they could complete a pass. I'm telling you, man, Woody was ahead of his time. Master motivator. He knew what to say to get Justin Fields to play like Patrick Mahomes for a day. Love it. And that rhymed. Well done by me. Man, it's just, you can't make it up. This is such a Jet thing to happen that after Woody's comments, Fields plays great, but I think there was a higher power today. I think it was number 74. Matt L is in the Asmaniac raffle for 10. Let's go.
on my way.
10 gifted memberships. By the way, a happy Beningo tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the show. Hey, if you're one of the 1,400 people in here right now, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Again, I want to thank everyone who came out to the watch party today. I'll have some videos and clips throughout all the week or over the next week, I should say. We'll post a bunch of stuff in the Discord. I love it. Jetpack says, what a win. That was for 74. Go Jets. Hell yeah, man. For Nick Mangold. NY Jet says, a win for Mangold. 23 points in the fourth. Glenn managing the clock. The defense not folding. Just stunned. No loss next week. Love not being miserable for a week. RIP. Yeah, man. 2 weeks where the Jets can't lose now. That's how I look at it. Maybe they win against Cleveland. That's a winnable game. You know, we could say, oh, the Browns defense, but like the Jets showed you that like they are capable if something clicks to like not look inept offensively. And maybe Fields now could play loose. Got nothing to lose. Nothing. If you could survive the owner saying, if we could just complete a pass, it'd look good, blaming all the struggles on you and look that good, like nothing should faze him now. Go out there and let it rip. Get Garrett back after the bye. Like, why not? Just have fun. You're going to lose. At least be entertaining. Like, if the Jets lost today, I was not going to criticize Fields at all. At all. I was going to praise him. In fact, I even had a tweet for all the people saying, you're so negative. I said, I literally had a tweet. I go, good for Justin Fields. Win or lose. Awesome to see after what Woody Johnson put him through this week. That was at 346. The game was clearly in the balance at that point. Dan the Jet fan, if we could just complete a pass, the Brees pass. That was, man, I thought there was no chance that was going to work. I really did. Real time. It looked like, because I wasn't sure what they were doing. Brees actually fooled me. I'm like, is he run? Like, what are they? He sold it well. And Mason Taylor, man, mossed him. Awesome. Sela is in the raffle for 5. We're getting to your calls coming up here. We're going to check in with a guy who was in the building today to watch the Jets get this dub. Dominic in the raffle for 1. Rye says, Woody, the master of some sort. The master motivator, Woody Johnson. He took a page out of the Bill Parcells playbook. Knew what buttons to press with his franchise quarterback. That might be some commentary you get from other shows. But it is funny. PBM says, this was for Nick. I will admit, felt good to get a win. Fields and Glenn deserve credit. Hopefully we could have a somewhat productive year. Who knows? Let's just hope they build on this, man. It's all about winning. NY Jet fan says, why don't we keep feeding Brees? No receivers, and we had the wheel route to Hall. Line up in the slot like we did Davis. Imagine Wilson Hall lined up. Davis in the backfield. We've been screaming about this, right? Brees Hall and Isaiah Davis are 2 of the Jets' 4 best offensive players as far as skill guys go? Pass catchers, playmakers, right? Like, it's obviously Garrett 1, Brees, Mason Taylor, Isaiah Davis. They got to all be on the field at the same time. I completely agree with this. And we saw at least some improvement, I thought, in the play calling. I mean, Brees got the ball a lot today. And early in the game, he got it too. Like, Brees Hall finished with how many receptions? He only had 2. I felt like he had more. He was targeted 3 times, but they gave him the ball 18 times. He obviously threw the touchdown, which is just insane. He had a great game today. I thought Isaiah Davis was excellent today, though, too. 7 carries, 65 yards. And you know what? Who had a good game, too? And I've been so critical of him because, I mean, I'm shocked he's even still here. Isaiah Williams played well today, too. Give him credit. He made a couple nice plays today. He had the run for 25 yards. He had 3 receptions for 31 yards, including one that was 15 yards. He had a good game today. You know, I mean, offensively, there's not much to nitpick. They played really well. I mean, you score this many points, you should always win. If they got anywhere close to this level of offensive production, they'd have more than 1 win right now. Right? Like, that was the big thing. If they played, that was the whole thing with them losing the Steelers. This was the Steelers game, but they won. That's the difference. This was the same type of game. High scoring. Defenses couldn't really get a stop until the very end. Like, this was a very similar game. There just wasn't that devastating Jet turnover on special teams today. This was a very similar game, though. You know, the difference is the Jets were the team that had to come back, right? They were down 17-3 or 10-0 early. Pittsburgh was down 9 in that game. It was a similar type of game, only it was reversed. The Jets played the Steelers role today, and they actually got it done. Joe says, Woody Johnson, Zen Master. Wagons Way, a 20 spot of channel memberships for the community. For Nick Mangold, a jersey up for grabs. Let's go. Hit it.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of 20 memberships, our first Henny of the year on the post game. Anything is possible. The New York Jets have won a football game. Cheers to you, Nick Mangold. Let's go. Joe Grow. Let's string together some wins. Show us hope for the building. The team goal, 4 to 5 wins in the second half. 1 from New England. If they beat New England on the road Thursday Night Football, that would show me a lot. A lot. Do I think they're going to do that? I won't go there yet. Let's see how they look after the bye against Cleveland. Here's another litmus test for Glenn, right? We're evaluating him. We're learning about this coaching staff. How do they now play with 2 weeks to get ready for a 2-6 team? You're at home. The Jets might be a favorite against the Browns. I haven't checked the line at FanDuel yet, and I probably won't be able to get a line because it's 2 weeks away. But, like, the Jets should be a favorite in that game. In theory. They're at home. It's the Browns. That's a game you should win. And you have 2 weeks to get ready for that game. Like, you want to show us something if you're Aaron Glenn that, hey, bad start to your coaching tenure, but there's a lot of improvement in the second half. Like, win that game. That's what we want to see. But we'll talk about that when we get closer. Let's enjoy a win for once, folks. Games like today remind us why we're all Jet fans. The raw passion and emotion was felt today. 74 forever. I wanted to win bad for Nick. I wanted to win bad for, the 70-plus people that showed up to a sports bar in Manhattan to watch an 0-7 team, right? Like, I wanted it bad. Justin says, I hate saying be patient, but I think it's unfair to Glenn to talk about him getting fired this early. I think we need to see more before talking about one and done. The 2-point conversion call was gutsy. Well, I agree with you, Justin. I've never once said I'd fire Aaron Glenn now. I'm saying if they finish with the worst record in football, I would want a new coach for the number 1 pick in the draft when they take a quarterback. I want to make it very clear. I do not want Aaron Glenn fired now at all. I hope he keeps winning games, and none of us want him fired. That he looks like a real coach. Like, this team plays hard for him, and there's real improvement, and there's no, baffling clock management decisions. And, hopefully he's less contentious with the media and kind of learns how to massage that a little bit better, because I think that helps the overall messaging and fans could buy back in a little more. But winning is the only thing that matters, and they won today. So, no, let's hope they keep winning. That's it. Connor says, RIP Nick Mangold. Days like today make being a Jet fan worth it. So happy for Glenn and company, JETS. Amen. NY Jets fan says, as a player, when your owner calls you out, that sucks. But Woody called him out for the passes he missed today, and Fields came out and responded and gave the middle finger to Woody and that Dolphins fan. What are you talking about? Fireman is a diehard Jet fan. Don't disrespect him. He was in Cincinnati today. 3 siblings, Jay, gifted a membership. He's in the raffle. Eduardo says, enter my name for the Mangold jersey. Thanks for remaining loyal and supportive, especially through this difficult and challenging time. Tell that to the mob on Twitter, right? I tweeted complimentary things about the Jets, and it's like, stay on that side, man. You were negative. I'm like, yeah, because they were 0-7. What do you want me to be positive? We all want the same thing. We want wins. But if you can't accept criticism when the team was the worst team in football until today, I don't know what to tell you. I've said every time I've been critical, I hope I am wrong. I am happy they won today. Let's see if they keep build on it. That's all we want. We want wins. They should win against Cleveland in 2 weeks. I don't know if I'll pick them. I got to see it, but let's go. Clancy, proud of our guys, proud of AG, proud of Fields. This one's for Mangold. Team of the fans deserve the W. Feels good. Victory Monday, baby. NYJ. Hell yeah. Hey, shout out to Dante. Looks like I'm taking swigs of Henny because we got a 20 spot of channel memberships.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Let's go. Let's go. Hit it right.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Johnny says his victory was for you, 74. RIP. Kale says extension for Hall needs to get done. There's 4 years, 40 million, 44 million, get it done. Also, how do you feel about going down and getting Olave? The Jets aren't going to trade assets for Chris Olave, so we can stop at that. As far as a deal for Brees, I think you look at what the franchise tag money would be for a running back, and you see if you could work something around those lines, and you give them 2 years of security. I mean, that would be the contract I think you look at. If they're going to do it. Maybe they will. I wouldn't trade Brees Hall. I don't know why we need to trade him. Why not bring him back? You have money. He's not old. You're going to have a rookie quarterback playing for you in all likelihood next year. He's going to need a running game. Brees is a good football player. JYB in the raffle for 20. Huge super chat here. Thank you, JYP. Let's give him a jet chant. Let's go. RIP to the GOAT, Nick Mangold. He will be missed. Prayers to his family, and hopefully this raises awareness to the unfortunate disease. Talking about the game, the pass rush is still not existent against a statue and Flacco. Taylor is great. Love the kid. Glenn, better build. 74, love. Yeah, I mean, look, the pass rush until the Will McDonald sack, which I think, without having really watched the game back, because, we're watching it with 70 people at a sports bar, I think it was a coverage sack. It's not like I think the Jets got home right away. So, yeah, I mean, it's still a problem, man. I mean, the defense was not good today. They competed. I should have had a couple turnovers. They fought. They did get a big stop with the 3-and-out that we highlighted a little bit earlier on in the show. When the Jets went down the field and, they finally got that score that made it, 38-32. They got the stop, and then Mason Taylor capped off the scoring on the Brees Hall pass to him. But any more? Jet Life, RIP 74. Thank you for the memories. Jay cracked that yak. I got you, Jet Life. You're in the raffle too for the Mangold jersey. Cisco says, "Wow, I've forgotten this feels. God bless number 74. Does this mean we have to give AG more time?" I think it means that let's look at the rest of the year, right? If this is their only win, we're not going to feel like, oh, all things are great if they finish 1-16. But I've been saying the wins needed to start now. I said it when we went into the Carolina, like the 3 games the Jets were playing were all in their weight class. Carolina at home. Cincinnati. After the bye, 2 weeks to get ready for a 2-6 Cleveland team playing a rookie quarterback. Like, let's go, man. Now you got to win some games and show us something. Let's hope they do it. Jay Hertz for Nick. Mark says, I kept wondering during the broadcast how much it would cost to send Adam Archuleta to the Hall. I didn't get to hear a ton of the broadcasters being at the watch party, but unfortunately, when you're the Jets and you're bad, you don't get the best crew, right? You're not getting the A team or even the B team when you're 0-7. That's just how it goes. Charles says, RIP to one of the greatest Jets players I've ever watched. Yeah, I mean, Nick Mangold, I think he's a Hall of Fame player. To go from Kevin Mawai to Nick Mangold, God will be blessed. Frankly, in the raffle for 1. Thank you. Joe Gross says, I love that we had 3 timeouts in the last 2 minutes. Changed how Cincinnati had to scheme. Growth at head coach. I thought Glenn managed the clock well. He knew he was decisive with the decision-making, right? Analytically, he knew they wanted to go for 2. He did it. I thought it was good. Where the Henny at? Henny at right here. Hell yeah. All right, I'm going to pause on the Super Chats. We'll get right back to it. But I want to bring in a guy who was in the building today representing us Jet fans. Nick Shine, you're the first today because you drove 10.5 hours to watch this thing. Congrats on seeing a win.
Let's go, baby. What a day, man. And you know what? It started off so negative. We had great seats. We were down in the 4th row in the end zone where the first touchdown was caught right in front of us. I actually got video for that. I should send that to you. And, there was guys in front of us, 6 guys with clown wigs on, and one of them had a sign that said Woody's Clown Show. I'll push all that to you. I'll have it for you and Gator. We're being sarcastic. We're like, holy crap, we're not down by 2 scores early in the game. Like, we had no expectations of winning the game. Like, we're having fun with it with the Bengals fans, who I have to say, tremendous fan base. You were there last week. Now, I know our stadium's much bigger. You could not find an empty seat from top to bottom. At halftime, when sections usually empty out, it was more full than our game was in this middle of the second quarter last week. So great fan base, great people, very friendly, really good environment to watch football in, great weather. The tailgate was Tailgate Gym, had a thing. Claudio from Gotham City invited me. We were over there on the water. I got to meet Icky Woods and Bilal Powell before the game. And, the Jets surprised everyone. They did something that a lot of us didn't think they could do. They found a way to come back. They found a way to have some testicular fortitude, time and time again. The defense got their teeth kicked in all day, but they made plays when they had to. They got them off the field multiple times. Cool thing to see. Brees Hall was warming up before the game, throwing to Davis for quite a while. And Davis was like simulating toe tapping in front of the goalpost. So as soon as they ran that and he started fading out, I'm grabbing Nicky. I'm like, he's going to throw. I told you. And glad that worked out. But man, he like triple pumped for that. Man, I was like, no, don't throw, don't throw, don't throw. Yes, he threw it. So, it was a very aggravating Jet game. And then you were constantly waiting for the knockout punch, right? I said to him when we scored that go-ahead touchdown, I looked at the fans behind us. I'm like, we're good. We're going to commit a dumb penalty. You're going to return the kick. We're going to give up an open touchdown. I'm like, we have no chance. We're going to win this game. You guys
I got to be
good.
honest. Dude, that's how I felt, right? Like the Jets scored. I tried to be excited because the watch party. I want to be, I wanted to win bad and everything going on, of course, with Nick Mangold. But I'm like, man, there's too much time. Like we've seen the Jets defense just not be able to get a stop. So the fact that they actually got one at the end, it's hard to believe, man. I mean, maybe they turned the corner. I hope they did, or maybe it's just a one-off. But either way, it's nice to win one. To quote Kevin from The Office, it's just nice to win one.
Yeah, my key to success for this team before the season was started was running the ball 40 times. I think they ran it 37, 37 and a half because the Brees one was a toss, and the offensive line kicked ass. I know the Bengals don't have a great defense, but you can build upon things. It's easier to fix your mistakes after a win, and we've been waiting 2 months to have that chance, right? And now it's 2 weeks. You have the bye coming. You got Quincy coming back, who made a couple nice plays today. You'll hopefully get Sauce and Garrett back. Maybe this team can get healthy. Who had this team winning, Jake, without Sauce and without Garrett staying home? So, it was a good team win. I'm happy for Glenn to get the first win. Keep an eye out. I sent you the clip. Were you able to upload it with the? Can you play that since it was CBS or no?
I didn't see it. No. Were you in the background of the clip?
I'm in the clip. I'm in the clip that CBS ended the stream today.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to vet it because they sometimes flag it, but that's awesome, man. Yeah, great seats, then. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. We had I found a good deal, and just a couple words on Nick Mangold. Got the news as we were in line going into the stadium, and you just saw Jets fans sad. You saw some women were crying, like I had a couple tears in my eyes thinking about it, how sad it is that he asked for help a week and a half ago and how quickly it declined to the point that he lost his life. But
yeah, it was hard, legend. Man. I found out about it at 7:55 a.m. today, and I just had to sit on it and try and do a 4-hour radio show after that. And it just, it was brutal, man. I mean, when you get a chance, listen to Rex's comments on.
I did.
It's just.
That got me at halftime.
Yep. I started tearing up.
Got me.
It's horrible.
Nikki went to the bathroom and I popped that on because I knew that would get me a little teary-eyed. But, he's beloved in this community and everyone will show appreciation for him and to his family like he deserves. And, it's unfortunate, but he will live on forever with all the memories he gave us on the field and off the field, with his love of barbecue and all that stuff. We just left. We haven't even left yet. We're driving halfway home tonight, and there's was that a Nick Mangold jersey on right in front of me? Oh, that's great. This guy's got a Nick Mangold jersey on. We just hit Waffle House, so we're about to hit the road. And yeah, man, it's I'm very happy they won because I didn't know how bad you would be to do a show with within the next 2 Wednesdays. I'm like, oh man, if we're 0-8, Jake's gonna go to the moon with this team. But I'm happy that they won. I'm happy for the fan base. It's long overdue. We've been on the brink of wins several times, and we really, really needed this. I'm happy, very happy for Aaron Glenn. So, and keep an eye out on the Jets social medias. One of their social media girls was right in front of me and the guys with the clown wigs taking video of us after the game, doing the Jet chant after the Bengals fans all left. And she's like, this is definitely getting up. Don't worry. So good stuff.
Yeah, Nick, I'm glad you got to see it, man. I'm glad you got to see it. Safe travels back. All right. Drive safe.
Yes, sir. Be good, buddy.
You got it. Nick Shine checking in. Give him credit. Last week, I'm at the Panther game with him, and I said, don't go to Cincinnati, man. Don't put yourself through it. He's like, my son wants to go, spend time with him. At least you got to see a win. Shout out to any Jet fan who was there. Nick was there. No, Fireman Ed was there. I know the Gotham City guys were there. Claudio. So shout out to any of the diehards who made the trip, man. Because if you're going to Cincinnati for the 0-7 Jets, you're a diehard. You are a diehard. Oh, man. Jay Hurt says, for Nick W. Mark says, I kept wondering during the broadcast. All right, actually, I read that one. Let me just get caught up here. Let's see. Ryan says, happy to get the win, to get into the bye. Maybe some good juju / momentum, but being around Mangold's age is really sobering on the day. Yeah, man, it's bittersweet. I mean, we can call it for what it is. It's bittersweet. I'm happy they won. I hope the win provided, even a minute of happiness for Nick's family. But it's sad. It's sad. It just is. I don't know. I'm not. It's hard to even put into words. There's really no words you could say. He was a great player, even better person. Nick Mangold was him, DePrickashaw, Revis, David Harris, Sanchez. Those were my guys. Those Jet teams, man. Rex, Braylon, Santona. The 2010 Jets is my favorite team ever. There's a great scene in Hard Knocks that I'll watch back later when the Jets were on the show in 2010. Nick Mangold had just signed his contract extension. And Rex has a great line. He says to Tannenbaum and some of the other coaches, he goes, man, I'm starting to worry about, this money getting to Nick Mangold's head because I was on the Taco Bell drive-through line last night, and so was Nick Mangold. And, oh, man. Just very funny scene. Needed a laugh. It's tough, man. It's tough. Bleezy in the raffle for 2. All right, Peter, a real one. While Fields deserved all the criticism he has received, I was impressed with his post-game interview and how he stayed positive. A true class act. Cash Money Mike says, about effing time, Fields looked Stefferless. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean in Cash Money, but thank you. Jets win. Knicks win. Will make my week feel like I'm on cloud 9. Let's go Jets. RIP. Future Hall of Famer Nick Mangold. Yeah, it's a shame because I do think Nick Mangold's a guy who will get some consideration for the Hall. It's hard to make it as a center, but if he makes it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he won't be here to be a part of it. So that's tough. Jetpack says, just in case, $9.99 didn't meet the giveaway threshold. You're in, Jetpack. I appreciate you. K-Jack says, one thing I give Aaron Glenn credit is a vast improvement on the penalties. It's been much better lately, for sure. That's been nice. RIP Nick Mangold. If there's any fundraisers or something, etc., please let every one of us know. Absolutely. When we get info, if there's anything we could do as a community, to help Nick's family or maybe a fundraiser for some sort of awareness for people going through kidney issues, for sure. Anthony says, Jake, great win. Best part was after the game when the cameras zoned in on Nick Shine. That was hilarious. RIP Nick Mangold. So Gator says it was in the open. I didn't notice it, but Nick was in the open. So I love that. Once again, shout out to any Jet fan who made that trip today. And he says, Gary's boy Rattler got benched. Cheers. FB says, Davis stepped up big time. I thought Isaiah Davis was the unsung hero of the game. I thought he was excellent today. Green Up says, Isaiah Williams needs to remain part of the offense. Hell yeah. Play these guys. I don't need to see Alan Lazard. And Josh Reynolds is on IR, so he's gone the next 3 games regardless. It's not weeks, it's games. So he missed 1 game here. He's out at least the next 3. So, who knows if they're going to trade Lazard? I kind of hope they do if you can get anything for him. Play the young guys. Play anyone that we don't definitively know about. We know what Lazard is, for example. We won't see Reynolds at the earliest until Baltimore, potentially in week 12. Steve checks in. RIP Nick. Jake, thanks for your hard work. I love watching your show, and I've loved this team because of you. Thanks, brother. Oh, that means a lot, Steven. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. We got you in the raffle for that. You're also a channel member now, too, I see. So thank you. Get an extra ticket for that one. Yeah, look, again, thanks to this community, man. I mean, we got the best listeners, best fans. I mean, we packed a sports bar for a winless football team. That doesn't tell you. I don't know what does. It's just, the Jet fan is amazing. You can't be a casual Jet fan. They don't exist. You know what I mean? You either are a Jet fan or you're not, because you wouldn't sign up for this if you weren't. There's no such thing as a bandwagon Jet fan. Here was one of the many Jet chants after the Jets finally won a game today. Hell yeah. The guy at the very end, you see, hold on, where is this? You see this guy right there? That's Barbarossa. And he's up next on the show. Mr. Barbarossa, great to watch a win with you today, my friend.
Oh man, dude, this was the most fun I've had watching a Jake in a long ass time, man. Like specifically, I just wanted to shout out Josh, man. He's so cool just hang out and like to get to know him. It was really cool. Shout out to you, man, and your family, and just it was so much fun just to like actually watch a game, but like watch a win. And we were like losing by like what almost what, 13, 14 points at half. Like it was not an easy thing to like watch. It was really great. Like on the way in, my wife and I saw Rob and Snowball, so that was really cool. But just like it was awesome. I really hope we can do that again. Goalies was really good. We got like 4 free beers. It was tight. Like cheers to them. Really, it was great. But like I had a really great time. And just rest in peace to like the greatest offensive lineman that I think I ever watched, Nick Mangold. Man, he was a great guy. Like just really, really sad, really tough. Really cool to see a lot of people wearing his jersey, including you when we were there. But we had such a fun time. Great to watch a win. And I hope the next time we do this, and I hope it's soon, because that was a lot of fun, and I hope we get to see more people there, because that was really, really a great time. And we scored 9 points without Garrett Wilson. Like think about that.
Crazy.
Like that's what that offense looked like, an actual offense. So like I really hope that we can do more of that, and it would be nice to see that and like actually have fun watching a game. But cheers to you guys, Jake. Thank you so much. Cheers, as maniacs.
Cheers to you, Mr. Barbarossa. Love it. And by the way,
1-7.
Love the celebration here. Love it. Barbarossa, look at this man. Killed it. Love it. Love it. Shout out to Barbarossa. Again, thanks to everyone who came today. I haven't had time to go through all the photos and videos. Just tried to pull what I could off my Twitter. And some people sent me some emails of some stuff. Jet Life says, RIP 74. Thank you for the memories, big guy. Love it, Jet Life. Thank you. Let's get to more of your calls. I also want to get to the remaining super chats here as we get to everyone on the show. Again, you guys are the best, so thanks for making the show possible. Let's see. Slim says, the Jets win. Proud of the Fields bounce back. Hope Bree stays. O-line woke up. O-line was great today. Defense needs to be more consistent. Happy but sad day to be a Jet fan. Thank you for everything, 74. Amen. Genergy says, Jake, next emoji, number 74. I like that, Genergy. I like that. Let's see what we could do there. Asman at Gmail. If someone wants to design a Nick Mangold channel emoji that we could upload for people to use in the chat. Dylan says, RIP Nick Mangold. This one's for 74. Amen. Coach James checks in. Jake, thank God we broke the donut. What a win. Hopefully with the week off, they rest. We get our starters or 2 back, and we build from this win. Let's go. JETS. That's all we want, right? Improvement. Build from it. Coach James also gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. NYC says Fields made look effortless. You're saying Fields looked effortless like Steph Curry, aka Steph Hortless. I'm still not really getting the reference here. You're comparing Justin Fields' performance today to how effortless Steph Curry plays basketball. Got it. Party with Peg and Artie in the raffle for 2. Peg and I got Henny ready. It's a 3-year tradition. RIP Nick, number 74. I don't know how many times we'll be able to bust the Henny out on the post game, so we will enjoy it today. Slim says, love you, Jake. Thanks for all you do. Cheers. Thanks, Slim. John says, when I saw Hall was going to pass, I flashed back to Leon Johnson and 97 week 17 versus the Lions and Empire Parcells. I flashed back to the Curtis Martin to Wayne Corbett touchdown against Keyshawn and the Bucks in 2000. JVB says, set up a watch party at the Village Idiot in Patchogue. I would love to do a Long Island watch party. The issue is I am on the radio until noon every Sunday with Mike Tannenbaum on ESPN New York. So I need to do something in Manhattan or just somewhere in general in the city because I get off at 12 and I got to be able to get to a watch party. You know, the kickoff is at 1, but I had to set up all the raffle prizes. Again, congrats to everyone who won a raffle prize. We gave away some great items today. The Brees Hall framed jersey. We gave away a signed Kevin Mawai jersey. We gave away a signed Wayne Corbett football, a signed Mark Sanchez football, a signed Brees Hall photo, 16 by 20, an 8 by 10 signed Joe Klecko photo. Great raffles. Again, thanks to everyone for coming to the watch party. Mike D's Jets says, rest in peace, 74. A great Jets win. Amen. Back to your calls we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy should have been at the watch party today. His buddy Big Rob and Snowball were there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Neil time.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's Neil.
Jake, my brother. Here, look.
There's my Mangold. Yeah.
That's my boy. Nice win today. You know, I was thinking about coming to the watch party. Michelle's mother passed away 2 days ago, and I didn't want to leave her alone today, you know, so I passed.
My condolences, Neil. Sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah. She's 92 years old. You know, look, it is what it is. But, you know, I didn't want to leave her alone today. But get ready for 13 points because here we go. Now, Justin Fields, he refused to take any of his runs. I'm just critiquing here, okay? We won the game. It's great. Wins always are great. The cigar tastes better. Everything looks good. We at least don't get aggravated for 2 straight weeks. You know, the whole routine. So let's start with that. I'm happy we got the W, and that's that. I just want to critique some of the things here. Me and Peter Castro, all game long, back and forth, calling me, yelling, screaming. We were bashing each other. Anyway, he didn't take a single run upfield. If you noticed, whenever he broke the pocket, he just ran right for the sideline. When he broke the pocket to the right, Jake, he always just carried the ball and didn't even look downfield and just kind of ran out of bounds. Flacco took one up the middle for 15 yards. You know, that was a little bit of a problem for me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, you know, early on in the game, the questionable call that I had was, you know, that when it looked like Fields gets checked out of the quarterback sneak, but it's like, what are we doing? Just use your legs in that spot. But I thought he was more aggressive with his legs. I thought he was decisive today, Neil. He actually threw the ball. There weren't too many times where it's like, what are you doing? Stop holding on to it. Like the touchdown he threw to Tyler Johnson was anticipation. Like when he threw it, Tyler Johnson was just starting to break out of his route. So I thought he played really well today. And he did use his legs a little bit more than we've seen, which was encouraging.
Well, one good thing is, you know, look, Cincinnati's defense, you know, they are 31st in the league. So he had time to pass. So his time in the pocket was really good. And that's what happens. When you give a quarterback time in the pocket, they look really, really good. I don't care who it is. We got to give a guy time in the pocket. And it worked out really well. Guys, I want to say good things about an offense. Taylor looked really good. Brees looked good. Tyler Johnson made a couple nice plays. He made a couple nice blocks.
Yep.
And Williams, man, we were all calling for this guy's head. He played a really good game, Jake. I mean, God, receptions. Finally, we did a sweep or a little bit of a trick play. That was really nice. Lazard is a complete waste of time. How he's even on the field. He doesn't block. He doesn't catch. He looks like he's standing around waiting for a cab. I mean, he's horrendous. Let's call a spade a spade. O-line was fine. You know, their O-line, you know, et cetera. So that's on the offense. When we had 2 tight ends on the field, and as you know, I did want a lot of tight end play. There was a lot more run production when we went to 2 tight ends, and that worked out well. Even Ruckert had a nice catch. And Mason Taylor, he's good. Let's face it. I think we got a real tight end here with some real potential, Jake. Don't you think?
I think Mason Taylor has been one of the few bright spots all season, for sure.
Not a question. Doesn't drop any passes. I seen him make a couple nice blocks. When you throw him the ball, he does have a little yak after, and that reception in the end zone, look, he could have stepped out of bounds. He could have done a lot, and he just grabbed that ball out of the air very, very nicely. Defensively, Quinnen Williams probably had one of his worst games as a Jet. He did absolutely nothing. No pressures, no tackles, nothing. He got pushed out of the way on runs up the middle. He looked really, really, of all the defensive linemen, he looked really the worst. Phillips made one play. I was waiting for him to make a play this year after all the hoopla we gave him. He made one play, and then he sat there and flexed for about 5 minutes, but that was him. The best player besides JJ, he's a beast, okay? I'm going to tell you something. Clemens on the inside really applies pressure and does fine on the inside. On the inside, he gets pressure, Jake, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets on the outside, though, he had a bad missed tackle today. The defense collectively wasn't great. I thought, they competed, though. Brownlee at the end, had the pass breakup or was in coverage on the incompletion on whatever it was, 4th and 9 for Flacco at the end. I mean, they look, they played hard today. They didn't fold when they were down 10-0 or 17-3. You give credit to Aaron Glenn for that. You give credit for the way the offense played. The defense still is not great. And even though they played well the last 2 games, some of it was, just a fool's gold. It was an outlier. There's still a lot of concerns I have with Wilkes, and, they got 9 games left to try and alleviate some of those concerns. But
the linebacking play was not great. Quincy, he
was good on the first drive. He made a couple nice plays on the opening drive, holding them to 3.
But on the running plays, he misses a lot of tackles, and he just does a lot of stupid shit that really bothers me. And the worst player on our defense, I want to give an MVP. Worst player, undisputed, I'll argue with anyone, is Andre Sisco. The guy is a horror show. Hasn't made a
It'd be
single
the LVP, least valuable player.
He is, Jake. I haven't seen him make a play all year. He hasn't made a pass breakup. On that one play where he got down to the 5-yard line, he couldn't even tackle the guy with 2 people on him. He just doesn't do anything. On the long pass, he got burned. He's not even near the play. He's everywhere you're not supposed to be. His tackle, like that one play where they got the first down where he came up and hit the guy, close a little faster. Don't wait for the guy to catch the ball and go for the first down marker and then hit him. He's never in the right position. He gets my LVP. And the refs, that 2-point conversion, Jake, I that could have went either way. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? I mean, he caught the ball. See, when the ball went over the end zone, it was he caught it, but then kind of bobbled it and then caught it outside the end zone. Didn't you? Did you think we were going to get that call? I thought it was not going to be a touchdown. I mean, a 2-point. You?
I thought in real time he caught it, but you just don't know.
I thought the refs gave us one there. Let me tell you something. The refs, they've been wanting us to win a lot of the games here. Refs really gave us a fair shake today, I think, all in all. And that's it. I think, like I said, I think it was good to get a win. We got a win out of the way. RIP for Nick. Very, very sad about that. And it's
you're confusing the rushing rule for the receiving rule in regards to the end zone. When you're rushing, you got to cross the pylon, right? Ball's got to clip. When you're a receiver, any part of your body, as long as you maintain the catch, it doesn't matter if the ball never actually crossed. There's different rules for a rusher.
Right, but he did not maintain the ball in the end zone. He maintained it on the outside the end zone. But that's irrelevant.
But he's entitled to where he caught it initially, forward progress. So that's why.
That's it. Look.
Enjoy the win. We'll have plenty to complain about.
Listen, I'm happy. We got a win. We have less bullshit to talk about. And it's, we're going to at least not lose next week. I mean, that's the best.
That's right. You can't
We're not going to lose
next
week. And we have a lot to talk about. The show is, very, very nice. God bless Nick. Nick for going all the way out to Cincinnati. I was at. I met Claudio and his son, and they're all really good guys at Gotham. Those guys are real diehards. Let's face it. The diehards traveling to Cincinnati to watch this game. I mean,
you're a special breed of diehard if you're going to see the 0-7 Jets. There's no doubt.
I could say
these goddamn exploding cigars. Like, gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
Neil, I appreciate it. All right, let me get to more of your calls here. I got a lot of you on the line, and I want to get to everyone. Frank is up next. Hey, Frank.
Wow, what a moment, Jake. So let's start off with just giving a shout out to the big man, Nick Mangold. I'm with you on this one. 2010 Jets, favorite Jets team of all time. That offensive line was an absolute unit that just demolished defensive lines left and right. Can't disagree with you about Rex's comments. Made me cry. It was a hard start to the morning, and inevitably, we're all Jets fans. We all think that the sky is falling, and I was just praying. I said, please just let this team look competent today. Just look competent. Let the offensive line dominate. In honor of Nick Mangold. And I'm a very big critic of Justin Fields. I still don't believe he's a franchise quarterback for any team, but I'll give him his credit. Woody, I told you I didn't like Woody's comments. I just think Woody should just keep his mouth shut. But good for Justin having his moment, getting his due. Played really well. Breece Hall was an absolute monster. We already know what Breece Hall can do. We saw it in his rookie year before he went down the ACL injury. And good for Aaron Glenn. I'm with you. I'm not rooting for losses. When I come on here and I say, this looks horrible, it's just being honest. The first 7 weeks, it looked abysmal. And I'm not rooting for Aaron Glenn to fail. I want him to.
Well, let me just say this, Frank. I'll let you finish. Like I've seen some of this online. Like people like victory or lapping, being like, "See, what are you going to say now?" What I'm going to say is, "Awesome job that they won a game. That's all we want." But it's like we also need to put it in context. They're 1-7. Can we now build on this? Can we see improvement? That's all any of us want. We all want the same thing, but we're not going to blindly anoint a coach who rightfully was criticized for some terrible, in-game decisions, roster decisions, the way it looked, the fact they hadn't scored a first half touchdown since week 1 until today. When you win, you get credit. It's not complicated. No Jet fan that's actually a Jet fan wants the team to lose. If you're a diehard Jet fan, you want to see progress, and ultimately, the only way you truly see progress is by winning games. They won today, so they get credit. That's how it works.
Right, and my whole thing is this. I'm not rooting for Aaron Glenn to fail. I love Aaron Glenn. I told you, Aaron Glenn was the first Jets jersey I ever owned. First player I idolized when I was watching him. I love Aaron Glenn. I want nothing more for Aaron Glenn, even if the Jets only get 3 wins on the season. If they're competent the rest of the season and they're competitive against teams and not getting blown out and looking like they're an XFL team, I don't care. I want them to just look competent. I could take the lumps as, the losses. I've watched the Jets lose a lot of football games over the last 35 years of my life. I don't need to see the wins right now. I know that he's trying to build a culture. I just want to see consistent improvement. And you're right. It would be great for Justin Fields to just be a bridge quarterback instead of counting $22 million against the cap next year and you cut him. I would love it if Justin Fields could just play competent football. And credit to the play calling on offense. You allowed him to, you fed Breece, which you needed to do. You allowed Justin to make the moves at the line of scrimmage when he saw things he didn't like. And one thing I would like to see Justin do a little bit more is when Garrett does come back, don't lock eyes with Garrett. If Garrett's open, you get it to him. And I get it. Certain situations, you go to your best player, and Garrett Wilson's clearly the best player on the Jets offense. But at some point, stop looking his way all the time. Go through your progressions, because the more you feed Mason Taylor, Breece Hall, Isaiah Davis, whoever it is on the offense, it's going to open up Garrett. It may not create wide open lanes for Garrett Wilson all the time, but you're giving yourself a shot that there's blown coverage that they don't have to always double team Garrett Wilson. So great win for the New York Jets. I'm happy for Aaron Glenn. My wife is going to be really annoyed tonight because I'm going to break out the Aaron Glenn dance for her, because she, again, when the Jets were down, she goes, you look like you're going to cry. I was like, can we just win a damn game, please? So I'm breaking out the Aaron Glenn dance tonight. And you know what? I'm happy for Justin Fields. I'm happy for the Jets fan base. And I just hope that in 2 weeks, when we see Cleveland, I just want to see the New York Jets look like this team. Win, lose, or draw, I just want to see them play complimentary football and a competent game. And I just want to see improvement. That's the most important thing. But outside of that, God bless to Nick Mangold. And thank God for all the Jets fans who stood through this misery. But today is not a day to be miserable.
Well said, Frank. Enjoy the wins, man. We'll see if they could build on it, what it all means. But for at least the day, the New York Jets won a football game. And about 70 people at a crowded New York City sports bar got to enjoy it today at Goldie's Tavern. Now that's not 70 in that video because some of you left. I don't blame you. But, man, I mean, they were down 10-0, 17-3. Most of us, if not all of us, didn't think the Jets were going to win. And by the way, good job by the Jets players. Every time I refresh Twitter, I've seen a different Jet, whether it be Sauce, Jermaine, Garrett Wilson, Ruckert. They've all said something about Nick Mangold on social media. Aaron Glenn's speech is out. The victory speech. Let's hear from Mr. AG, who's now 1-0 in his last one-game coach. How's that for positivity?
I have all the numbers and all that right now. But, man, defense, when it counted, you stepped your up and you make it. Offense, 500. Brand, 254 rushing yards. Yeah. Man, I love this group. And man, from here on out, grit. Because I told you during the offseason, man, we have to create an advantage. We did. But you showed all the grit in the world to win this game. Let's have a good flight home. Have a great week, man. I love this group, man. Let's call it up.
Happy for Glenn. How could you not be? How could you not be? He's a Jet. He wants the job. And we all should be pulling from the turn of the round. One win. You can't win more than one game until you get the first game. And we could stop the 0-17 talk.
First win!
Yeah. Enjoy it. God, do we deserve something, especially after the news of Nick Mangold earlier. Just tragic. For those tuning in late, please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Reminder, we are going to raffle away a Nick Mangold jersey at the end of the show, so you'll have a chance to win that. If you went to the raffle, we also have our weekly raffle. So if you don't win the Mangold jersey, Tuesday you have a chance to win a signed CJ Mosley helmet, a signed Wayne Corbat football, and a signed Walt Clyde Frazier jersey. So a lot on the line. Also, I want to shout out anyone who supports me via Patreon. Get in the Discord. I met a bunch of people today that were Patreon users that came to the watch party. Join the Discord, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. It's the best way to stay in touch with the show year-round, support the show, get your name added to the intro. We update the list of names and the countdown every month, which means in a couple days, we'll update the list for the month of November. So get on there, and if you sign up for the year, you get 10 raffle tickets, and you save 15%. So it's a great deal. Plus, you get 20% off every merch item. So if you're ever going to buy anything from my store, you might as well join the Patreon first, get the 20% off code, and you'll actually save money. Super chat from Peter in the raffle for 2. I have a voice, but it couldn't win better for being there. I had 6 seats. Let's see if we could do it again after the bye. Peter, I'm so glad that you were one of the Jet fans there, man. Congratulations. Glad you saw it win. Tom says, suggestion for a fundraiser for Nick's family, raise the price to at least $150 a bottle or more and buy out all his barbecue sauce. I like it, Tom. 74 barbecue is Nick Mangold's barbecue line if you guys want to support that. I've had it before. Nick was nice enough to send me some when I had him on the show during a Super Bowl media appearance 5-6 years ago already. I mean, pre me having a beard. I want to say this is January 2019, pre-COVID. And anyone who's watched the show for a long time, we've had Nick on a bunch. He came on our draft cast last year, him and Wayne Corbat were the headliners. You know, I got a signed Mangold jersey in the man cave. So, yeah, just terrible. Terrible. I said this to Mike Tannenbaum today. We were talking about this on the radio once the news became official. Very rarely can a center be a star. You know, like Nick Mangold was a star in New York. He was a marketable player. Like, very hard to be an offensive lineman to be marketable. Like in football, obviously the quarterback, but the pass rusher, right? Revis was a corner. You had Revis Island. You know, receivers, running backs, like the flashy players. The lunch pail, like, grind guys, they don't really get notoriety. They don't get commercials. Like Nick Mangold started how many TV commercials over the years? Really, like, I can only think of 2 offensive linemen in the last, 15 years that have been, like, marketable stars. It's Nick Mangold and Jason Kelce. Think about that. So, Nick Mangold was a special player, man. We will spend some bye week content honoring him and bringing on some of his former teammates and talking about Nick and his career. I think he's a Hall of Famer, and obviously if he gets in, he won't be here to experience it, but his family will, and I know that, of course, would mean a lot to them. He's got 4 kids, so that should be the next step for Nick. Doug in the raffle for 1. NYJ with a super chat. Jake, just for the younger fans, a reminder to older fans, can you name some of the great defensive tackles Mangold went one-on-one with and shut down? I mean, there's a lot, right? Vince Wilfork and him battled all the time. All the time. Prime Vince Wilfork, prime Nick Mangold. That was always one of the biggest battles. Start with him. And Mangold went up against, prime Albert Hainsworth. In practice, he had to go up against, prime Chris Jenkins. Remember how great Chris Jenkins was with the Jets before his injuries? There's a lot. He was a great player, man. He was a 7-time Pro Bowler. It speaks for itself. Kyle Clifton says, offense improved plus big stops plus a legend returns to the show. R.I.P. Nick. See you in Canton. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. You're on the raffle for 5. Let's get to more of your calls now, shall we? Let's say hello to the Chuck Wagon who's next. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, just wanted to say, got my Nick Mangold cup. This is for you, man. It's not Hennessy, but it's still good. Just want to say this was by far Aaron Glenn's best coaching game of the whole season. He's got to go forward, keep the momentum going. I was thinking, is it a good thing to have the bye week after having your first win? And I think it is for him to just reset, take it in, everything that's also been happening. Just slow it down and hopefully get back to what was successful this week. Glad about the offense. Justin Fields played an amazing game. Also, it's just not having your best wide receiver in Wilson actually, I think, helped Justin Fields a lot because he had to not focus on just one guy. He actually had to go all over, and I think every single receiver and running back that had a target caught at least one pass. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different receivers had at least one target, and they at least had one catch. So that's, again, it's baby steps. I'm really happy for Justin Fields, especially after the week he's been through. The only one thing I will criticize is 4th and inches and you call an audible to a halfback pitch when I'm sure the main play was a quarterback keeper. That boggles my mind, but I'm glad they didn't do something like that again. I just thought, yeah, we would like the defense to have a much better game and not give up 38 points. But if the defense didn't give up 38 points, this game would not have been as special if the Jets won, say, 39-14. This really, I would say, was the Mangold miracle game. So, all because of that.
Maybe there was a higher power, Chuck, right? Maybe there was. I don't know. But it's nice to win one. We'll see what it means, if it actually means anything, or the Jets are just going to lose to the Browns and we'll be miserable again. But, it's 2 weeks from now. Peter Storrs says, looks like they were finally using Brees correctly. I'd like to see him more involved in the passing game, but, I mean, look, Isaiah Davis made some plays out of the backfield. So just using, Brees and Isaiah Davis, they're 2 of their 4 best offensive players, I think, right now. It's Garrett, it's Mason Taylor, it's Brees, it's Isaiah Davis. Those 4 need to be the playmakers for this offense to have success. And then Fields has to make plays with his legs, which he did, I thought, a nice job today a couple times, extending plays or just, taking a play that would have been maybe a loss and turning it into a gain of a couple yards and just not putting you in 3rd and long. And the line held up and they protected today. It was really encouraging. That's the stuff you want to see. Now, let me tell a great story from the watch party before I bring out our next caller. So we got a caller named Michael Duramo. Great guy. Been to a bunch of events. I don't know how he does it, but he's incredibly talented where he can handcraft custom items, right? He made me an LED Jake Asman show sign, an LED as Maniac sign. I've showed it off on the show. He showed up today with a custom Jets Thor hammer. To which he said, hey, why don't you use it for a raffle at halftime? So I said, okay, but we were going to raffle it to any of the kids who were there. So we only entered anyone who was, under the age of 12 that was at this watch party. And shout out to Leo and his dad who brought Leo. Leo won the custom Jets Thor hammer during our raffle at halftime today. And Mike is on the line. He's the one who made it, and he's called in. So I wanted to give you some props, Mr. Doramo, because that hammer was awesome, and it was amazing to see Leo go crazy with it as the Jets were having this.
That was the best.
Comeback.
Oh, can you hear me, Jake?
I hear you. Yep.
Okay, that was the best. Just the look on his face and everything. The worst thing is that I left. And for everybody out there scream at me for leaving, but my next train was 2 hours after that, and I had to go, and I didn't even know. I was sitting there on the train texting my wife saying, I was going to be home at such time, and Carly sends me a text saying, you should be so excited. And I was like, excited about? I said, no way. Are you telling me they won this game? So I'm fooling on my phone. I had to update the NFL app, and finally I saw the replay, and I was like, you got to be kidding. They won this game.
You didn't even know. That's amazing.
No, I didn't even know. I was going to be on the train. I'm listening to music on the train. I didn't hear anything when I got to Penn Station. So it was crazy. So my ride home went from pretty depressed to pretty elated in like 10 seconds. So, but I'm glad that he won that. He was so excited, and I can give a young child, a young person, a positive Jet memory that they'll probably have for a long time. So,
oh yeah, you made his day. That was awesome. So, props to you, man. You're incredibly talented.
If you can see over my shoulder, that's the 3D printing. That's where it's done. And as you can see, it is in operation with your Thor hammer. I'm already starting for it.
Wow, I'm excited. I can't wait to show it.
Send me your address, email it to me. You have my email, and you'll definitely have it before the next game.
I love it. That's awesome. I'll show it off on the show.
Yeah, because I made this one after the Islanders went 0-3, and then they won their next 4 games. So I said, well, maybe I should make a Jets one, and maybe they'll win it. Thursday I said, maybe I should make a Jets one, and maybe they'll win, and they won. So I hope I don't have to make one every week for the rest of the season.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I just hope we keep having wins, man. Because it was fun.
So do I.
It really was.
And the watch party was great. Goldie's shout out to the staff, was really nice there. So I'm gonna give a shout out to those guys. They were really nice. It was a great place, and had a wonderful time meeting everybody there.
Michael, great call, man. I'm glad that you eventually found out the Jets won. That's unbelievable. Oh, man. Hey, win's a win. Uno Jets says, put me in. R.I.P. Nick. Uno Jets is in our Nick Mangold jersey raffle at the end of the show for 2. Jeffrey Saruna is in for 2 as well. Hit it, AJ.
First win!
Yeah. More of your calls here on our post-game show. Our first one where the Jets did not lose. Hell yeah. How are the people in Australia reacting to the Jets' first win? Australian Jets fan is standing by.
I am absolutely pumped. I've got the Fields jersey on. And I can keep 7 losses. It's not 8 losses. Hopefully it stays 7 losses for the rest of the season. But yeah, I had some pretty good reactions. I couldn't believe it, especially when Brees threw that touchdown. But I was in a way, I was happy. Obviously, you don't want to see players hurt, but I was happy when I found out Fields was starting because I just had a feeling that he was going to show out today. I even responded to your story on Instagram when you posted the Woody quote. I responded to it with a message saying Fields is going to save his career today. And I think he did that. I was really, really happy that the Jets finally won a game. Like when Flacco threw that last incompletion, I went out screaming. I'm like, Mom, the Jets won a game. Because all she knows is that about the Jets is that they haven't won. But now that's obviously changed.
It is hard to believe that they won, especially when they were down 10-0 and 17-3. But I mean, look, it is awesome
It
to
finally paid
win.
off getting up that early in the morning.
I'm happy for you and anyone that's got to do that, man. It's bad enough we got to watch these games at 1:00. I mean, you and anyone in Australia or anyone, overseas. I bet so many fans in Europe who are like, man, the primetime games, we're staying up to 2, 3 in the morning before kickoff. Just brutal. So I'm glad it was worth it for you to at least see a win.
Hopefully we see a few more.
Wouldn't that be something, huh? My God.
I mean, yeah, it's been painful. I mean, obviously everyone's been making fun of me. Like all my friends, all their teams have obviously won games. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm happy, even though, it's a bye week and I don't know how many more games are going to win, but I want to see Glenn turn around. I want to see Fields keep playing like this because yeah, it's just great. And the Jets fans all turning out. I mean, it's just the best fan base in the league. That doesn't change.
No, it does not. I mean, this fan base is I say it all the time, AJF. It's a special breed. Those thing as a casual Jets fan. You wouldn't pick the Jets. Unreal. Enjoy that swig there, AJF. Was it Everclear? Moonshine? Let me get a follow up on that. What was that?
Water.
Water? Okay.
First win!
Water. All right. More of your calls. Let's say hello to Derek, the Kansas Jet fan. What's up, Derek?
Yo, Jake, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Not shit, man. I'm so hyped for the win, man. We needed that in the worst way fathomable, man. Super hyped for Justin. There's a story that came out I saw after the game and a run up before this Bengals game. It was alleged that Justin Fields was curled up in his closet and just crying, I'm so happy for him. And I was excited as well to see he was going to get the start today. I think he earned a starting job for next week and going forward. Obviously, hope Tyrod gets better. And shout out, rest in peace, Nick Mangold. I don't think there's ever really been like a Jets player that absolutely like embodied like what it means and what it is to be a Jet. And that was some pretty tough news today. Thoughts and prayers to him and his family. Now, just running down some of these numbers on the game. Fields 21 of 32 for 244, 7.6 yards attempt, I think it was, but you want to see that go up a little bit. But I thought his resiliency, he pretty much said F you, Woody, after those egregious comments. That was one of the dumbest. He said some pretty dumb stuff that might take the cake. I was really happy for Brees today. I've always been thinking like he needs like 20, 25 carries every single game because he gives us the best chance to win, usually outside of Garrett, and hopefully we can get Garrett back. 18 carries for 133 yards, just awesome. 7.4 yards a carry and 2 tuds. Andy threw one. Just, you love to see it. Accountable for 3 touchdowns. I don't think you can trade him after that. And then shout out Isaiah Davis, man. 7 carries for 65 yards, 9.3 yards a carry. He's been so solid for us since Braylon Allen's been out. I'm so happy for the win. So happy for all the fellow Asmaniacs, man. I jumped out of my chair 2 different times, the 3rd down and the 4th down, and I was just fucking jumping for joy, man. I was so happy. We needed this in the worst way, and I'm ecstatic.
I mean, there's nothing I think anyone could disagree with there, Derek. It's nice to win one, man. We'll see what it means, if it means anything, but just they needed a win, man. It would have got real ugly for 2 weeks of just winless talk and one and done, and I don't even want to know what it would have been like. I'm not saying it can't get back to that if they lose to Cleveland, then come out and short week, look bad against Mike Vrabel and the Pats in a primetime game. But, worry about that in 2 weeks. They can't lose next week. And, we get to at least dream of improvement and, having something to get excited about again,
Hell yeah. I'm super happy. I also seen Jermaine Johnson's comments after the game, like talking about how it feels so good to get the 0-7 monkey off the back.
You're happy for the players that have been here, man. You're happy for them.
Right. On just that entire locker room, man. I don't know how you can't be. I'm happy for Aaron Glenn. I was getting kind of bummed out about everybody that was just kind of almost preying on his downfall. We all know Allen is super upset that the Jets won today because we're not going to get that number 1 overall draft pick. But, yeah, just hype for the boys. You showed that clip of Aaron Glenn in the locker room. I almost teared up, man. That was some pretty powerful stuff. And honestly, down 32-16, I never really gave up hope, man. And it's just nice to see, because I heard this outside rumblings of like, did Glenn lose the locker room? And like everybody is like turning on him. I'm just glad that the team and everybody in that building could just keep the outside noise outside and just pump for the guys, man. Really good win today.
Yeah, 100%. Well said, Derek. It's just nice to win one. I keep coming back to that because who knows what it all means, right? It's one win. They could go right back to being awful again, and our same criticisms would be valid. What people shouldn't do is be like, oh, this means they're not going to be able to quarterback now. And then you shouldn't overreact the other way and be like, oh, you were wrong about everything you said. Like, all the Glenn haters suck. Like, let's enjoy a win, and let's hope that they show improvement. There's 9 games to go. And they won, and regardless of what happens, they won this one for 74. They won one for Nick Mangold today and his family. So, nice to have a moment of joy after just how brutal it's been. Aussie Jet fan, that's our guy, AJF, who just called. And when you gave me 2 jerseys to choose from, there was a reason I chose the Fields one. RIP Nick Mangold, RIP Ace Frehley, back in the New York groove. A win. Let's check in with a guy who was at the watch party today to witness this win. It's our guy, Lou B, who's next on the show. What's up, Lou?
That was a great day, Jake, to spend it with you and all the real Jet fans at the watch party. The bar was great. I loved it. And I want to thank you for putting that party on. It was really good. And I have a Nick Mango story with you, actually. When we were in Tampa Bay, some of these guys come up to me and they say, hey, Nick Mango's here. I said, oh, my God, well, Jake, has a show, blah, blah. So I said, yeah, invite him to go over there. So I see this guy walking through the crowd. Oh, my God, he looked like him. And I see him walk up to you. And I walked in behind you and said, oh, my God, that's not Nick Mango. He walked up to you in the bar. But that was just a few weeks ago when we were in Tampa. So that was the first thing I thought of today. But I think I always wear the God Save Us jersey. I think today it was
Nick saved us.
Save us,
yeah.
Because this is what it's all about. Have a good day. Great day. That's all I have to say, man. I'm very happy that we win. It's a joke-free Sunday, and that's all I ever ask for is a joke-free Sunday. And now we get 2 weeks of joke-free Sundays. Have a good night.
Lou, great to see you today, man. Thanks for coming out. Had a great time with you and everyone. Man, yeah, I mean, that's, the people feel good for the Jets today after what happened with Nick Mangold. And, if you're not happy for Aaron Glenn, you're not a real Jet fan. I just hope it leads to something. Because, you look at the schedule coming up, right? Go beat Cleveland now. You have 2 weeks to prepare. You're at home. You haven't won a home game yet this year. Go win a game at home. Show improvement the rest of the way. There's 9 games left in the year. Do I think they're going to go 5-4? Probably not. I got to see more before I'm willing to go that far. But, I didn't think they were going to win today, right? I didn't think they were capable with Justin Fields the way he's looked to score 39 points. It's not like the defense had a turnover today. Right? It's not like the defense scored. This was 39 points on offense the Jets put up. So it's just, once again, it's nice to win. I got some numbers I want to share with you guys. This is from ESPN Research. You guys see Rich Cimini's stats. You'll see him tweet out a lot of these because I just got it sent to me. Jets first win this season after an 0-7 start, avoided being the 3rd team in franchise history to start 0-8. Jets' second largest fourth quarter deficit that they've ever overcome. They were down 15 points in franchise history, trailing the 23-point fourth quarter comeback in the Week 8 2000 season game against the Dolphins. We know that game as the Monday Night Miracle. Jets money line was as long as 20-1 on FanDuel Sportsbook. Breece Hall, 133 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, go-ahead passing touchdown in the fourth quarter. 5th player since 2000 with 125 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 1 passing touchdown in a game. First since Justin Fields in Week 10 of 2022. Others to do it are Robert Griffin, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Michael Vick. Hall, the first touchdown this season, had most touches without a touchdown this season entering the game. He scored a touchdown on his 135th touch. So good for Breece, right? He obviously had been close, but he hadn't scored a touchdown yet. He got 2 today and threw 1. So good for Breece. Hopefully they don't trade him. I wouldn't trade him. Fields, 21 of 32, 244 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. 167 passing attempts this season without an interception, the most in the NFL. It's fascinating, right? Fields hasn't thrown a pick all year, yet he's been terrible till today in week 1. Just funny how that works. Jets, 502 yards, their most in a game since 2021, week 8. Anyone remember what game 2021 week 8 was? The Mike White game against the Cincinnati Bengals. So something about the Jets playing the Bengals where they just figure out how to have like these like crazy, seemingly outlier offensive performances. Jets 254 rushing yards, their most since 273 in 2021. That was week 16 versus the Jaguars. I was at that game. Zach Wilson had that long touchdown run. 4 25-yard rushes by 3 different players. Ties their most in the game since 2000. Jets snapped their 6-game streak without a first-half touchdown. Longest for a team within a season since the 2013 Colts. Bengals' first loss against a winless team with at least 7 games played since losing to the 0-9 Browns in November of 1975. And how about a little revenge for Adam Gase skipping Thanksgiving to prepare for the 0-11 Bengals? Zach Taylor, I don't know what he skipped this week. Wasn't Thanksgiving. But he prepared to lose to the 0-7 Jets, who now aren't winless anymore. We have a win. Hit it, AG. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get to your remaining calls here. And then, of course, we'll have the raffle at the end. Rapid fire. Keep it rolling. Burkinator, you're up next. He has his camera on. Here we go. What's up, Burkinator?
What's going on? I got a little Burkinator here, too. Say hi. Look, he's jumping all over me here.
Hello, baby Burkinator.
He's happy for the Jets win. Look at him. Say hi.
Love it. Love it.
Say
Hello.
hi. Anyways.
How old is he?
He's 3.
Ah, he's adorable, man.
So he hasn't witnessed some very good seasons with the Jets so far, but hopefully some in the future. But first and foremost, rest in peace, Nick Mangold. That traumatized me today. I mean, he's one of my favorite players of all time watching, especially those teams with the playoff runs and stuff. I mean, what a class act. What a monster, you know what I mean? And so young to go that way. My condolences to him and his family. Couple of points. I have a bunch of them, but I don't know if you felt the same way, Jake, but this game this week, or this past game, I should say, really showed me how, even more than before, we used to talk about it all the time, about even more so how coaching matters. I mean, we saw in the first half, I didn't like the play calling in the beginning, especially that on the 4th and inches, that pitch was so stupid. I mean, it was almost fixed, it looked. But for some reason, they switched into gear. They started getting Justin Fields on more RPOs. They started getting scheming guys open. And they did all this without Garrett Wilson, without Josh Reynolds, with a couple of guys that they got, on in free agency. And I don't know, man. I feel like we can build off of this. I obviously Justin Fields, I don't think it's a long-term answer. But if you're going to be in cap trouble with or without him, without him, I would keep him for a bridge guy, just to see what happens. As far as, schemes, just keeps distracting me. Yeah, man, a couple of pointers. I'd say, obviously, coaching definitely mattered today. You saw the change in scheme on the offense, how they move the ball. I think this is something that you can continue. I really do. This is what I was trying to say a couple of weeks back when I said I feel like they're not scheming guys open. They're not making it easy for Fields to use his feet and get out of the pocket and make plays. And one more thing I'll say, the defense, I don't think the corners, especially A.Z. Thomas as a rookie, I thought they all competed. I really did. I will say that one thing the Jets need to work on very, very much so. They didn't do a great job stopping the run today like they usually do, but they got to start getting pressure on the quarterback. If they can dial pressure on these quarterbacks, I think they'll be much more competitive on defense. Somehow, some way, coaches has to scheme some type of blitz package or something to get pressure on the quarterback. No, I would not trade Breece Hall for a 5th rounder. That's insane. I wouldn't trade Quincy either. I think Quincy's a dynamic player. The one guy that I would shop that has some I would say some value to him, and I think that we can maybe get some different picks in the draft, would be Will McDonald. I know he had a sack today, but I'd rather keep Jermaine Johnson because of the run power he has. I think Will McDonald's more of a one-dimensional guy, but all in all, I don't see why the Jets can't build off of this. I'm not one for tanking. I agree with you 100%. you can get a quarterback in the late first round if they can, what do you call it? I'm looking for the word. Breed a better quarterback. I'm looking for forgetting the word we talked about before, but
trade
I'm
up.
not.
I mean, but they won't even have to do like they're still picking in the top 5, right? Like the only way, like last year, the New York Jets, they picked 7 and they won 5 games. I still don't think this team's winning 5 games. I would love to be wrong. And, the Jets go out there and they win a bunch of games and some of them are maybe against a division opponent, but let's put it in perspective, people. Like the New York Jets right now, as we sit here, are still in position with the Saints at the top of the draft. Right now, the Saints, who lost, are 1-7. They're at 1. The Jets are at 2. They'll play the Saints head to head. Miami won a game. Cleveland's 1-2 now. Like things are going to change a lot. Like we got to just relax with the draft order. Let's see improvement. They'll be in position to get one of these quarterbacks, and they got to put the quarterback in position to have a chance. And Larry says, you said 6. Yeah, I said 6, and they're obviously not getting to 6, Larry. All right. They started 0-7. So yeah, I did say 6. Guess what? No one thought they were going to be this bad. I'm glad they won a game today, but let's not forget the fact they looked horrific the first 7 weeks of the year. That's the problem. So we don't need to freak out over one win. Oh, we're not going to be able to get a quarterback now. Like they will. They'll be okay. They'll be able to get someone. I have no faith in this regime to pick the right quarterback and develop them, which is why I'm hoping they could show us some improvement, and we'll go from there. And then you feel a lot better about the direction of this team.
Yeah, Larry, I said 8 or 9. So, I mean, no one predicted 0-7 to start. The roster's much more talented than that. Showed it today with backup receivers that maybe wouldn't even make a roster on other teams, how they were able to scheme them open and make plays. I don't care if the Bengals are the 31st ranked defense in the league. It's still the NFL. I mean, and Justin Fields isn't, to say, a pocket guy. So to get him to play at that level, it's obviously coaching. It's obviously they found something, and I hope they build off of this. Again, the whole Breece Hall trading thing, people don't realize how big of a loss Braylon Allen was for us this year, at least till now. And also Quincy Williams in the middle as a linebacker was a big loss. I'm glad he's back. I don't want to jinx it, Jake. We're the Jets, but something about this win, something about the way they fought and came back in this, they never stopped with the gas pedal. I think that they should build off of something. I'm not saying they're going to win like every game straight, but my daughter's almost busted in. But no, I'm happy they got this win. I'm glad that they're pushing in the right direction now. And again, it's one win, like you said, but they got the bye. Let's get
build
healthy.
on it. Let's build on it. That's it.
That's it. So, anyways, good win, and I hope they build on it. Let's JETS, Jets. Luca. Give him a JETS. J-E-T-S. Jets.
Let's go, Luca.
Peace
Hey,
out,
Luca,
brother.
this is for you. Let's go, baby. Let's go. A win. Hey, shout out to Gotham City crew. They tweeted out this sick view of the touchdown that Breece threw to Mason Taylor. Mossed him.
Let's go, Taylor. Oh, my God.
Bengals fans are stunned. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Love it. Unreal. Let's watch that again. Isn't it nice to be able to have plays that are exciting? Throw it. Got him. Breece did such a good job selling it like he was running. Mason Taylor really wasn't even that open. He just threw it up. Gave him a chance to make a play on it. Great view of this play. Look at that. He just went up and got it. Like a basketball player getting a rebound. That's his first career touchdown, too, by the way, Mason Taylor. I thought this was great. I haven't heard it, but I saw some of the quotes, so I pulled it off Twitter from SNY. Here's Joe Tippmann, who had a relationship with Nick Mangold, obviously, talking about Nick's passing.
On Twitter and social media that was asking for a win. Unfortunately, Nick Mangold passed away. They wanted to win it for Nick. How did it feel for you to get that done? Your former, his position is your position.
I mean, it's a great feeling. You know, I mean, my heart goes out to his family. You know, I'm with the whole, you know, pregame, everything. I was, you know, had him in my prayers. You know, I do a lot of praying before the game. So just to be able to sit there and, you know, kind of pray for him, pray for his family, and then, you know, I kind of keeping it at the back of my mind that I want to go out there and win this for him. And just, you know, the way he welcomed me when I got drafted, you know, being a center, playing center, like he, you know, he was with open arms, anything I need, you know, the whole time. So just, I mean, to lose a great man like that, you know, my heart goes out to his family.
Can you talk about sad? Just sad. More of your calls right now. Let's add to Joseph, who's next. Hey, Joseph.
Hello, how you doing?
What's up, Joseph?
Hello. I was at the game today. It was awesome.
Were you really? Nice,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I live 20 minutes from Cincinnati, so I was like, okay. So I was on the 30-yard line, Jets sideline, about 18 rows up. So I was in like perfect view of everything.
That's awesome.
So,
good for you, man.
I will say there was a lot of once we won the game, I went over to Fireman Ed at the 50-yard line, and we were all like chanting Jets for a while, and then from there we also like chanted Nick Mangold for a while. So it was a really good game. A lot of Jets fans were there. At least where I was sitting, there was quite a bit in that area. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and kind of just say that, you know, obviously good win. I was a little upset with there was a lot of second down and Breece Hall is out of the game for Isaiah Davis and stuff like that. So the play calling was, I thought, pretty good. Obviously, we came back, but before Breece really started cooking in the second half, I was like, they got to use him more. So overall, good game. Not mad, and go Mangold. So I'm gonna jump off here. Jake, thank you so much for everything, and yeah, we won.
I love it. I'm glad you got to see it, Joe. So that's awesome, man. We've had quite a few people calling that were at the game today, which is great. Love that. I just saw this from Rich Samini's Twitter account. Most points the Jets allowed in a win since the 1986 showdown versus the Dolphins. That was Ken O'Brien versus Dan Marino, combining for 884 passing yards in that game, which was a record at that time. First time since 2000, the Jets had at least 35 points and 500 yards. Unreal, man. Like, this is just such a weird game, such an outlier game compared to what we've seen. The worst. The worst is like just how bad it looked, and then it makes you wonder, like, why couldn't they just be a little better in some of these games? They wouldn't only have one win. It's like it makes you wonder. But let's just see improvement. That's all you can hope for. Artie's next on the show. What's up, Artie?
Hey, Jake. Congratulations. I'm glad we had a good win. I'm glad you had a great time at the get-together. I wish we could have gone, but we're going on a cruise next week for the bye week, and we couldn't make it this time.
Nice. Have a great time on the cruise. The Jets can't lose next week, baby.
Thanks. I just found out today via email that our Mad Max shirts will be here for the cruise, so we'll be able to sport them on the ship.
That's awesome. Love that.
Oh, here's Peg. Jake, we got to keep with tradition. Unfortunately, our Hennessy bottle that we got for Jet wins is still pretty full because, you know, they don't win too often.
No, they don't. So we'll take it when we can get it.
There you go, babe.
Also, love the hair, Artie. Let's go, Peg.
It feels good, man. I'm glad.
I haven't done it in a while. I'm not used to it.
I mean, how long were we sitting there where they don't make second half adjustments? It seemed like the coaching staff really rallied the players behind them. They could have quit 0-17. You know, they
were down 10-0 again.
They fought their asses off.
Yeah, they were down 10-0 and 17-3. I think we all thought they were done at that point. Like, they're
Yeah,
not
I
going to
mean,
come back down 17-3. Forget it.
They had every reason to want to quit. You know, I mean, you couldn't even blame them. Say, "Oh, here we go again." But they really fought their asses off for Glenn. So apparently, they, you know, they're buying into what he's selling. And I guess as fans, we'll just have to wait and see what happens going forward. But I thought it was a little hopeful. I think there's stuff we can grow on this game, you know, and hope for the best.
Amen. Amen. Peg, Artie, you guys are great. Great call. Enjoy that cruise if you don't call him before then. Just nice to win. I mean, they're down 10-0 and 17-3 and fought and came back. Coach gets credit for that. I've been as critical of Glenn as anyone, and I think it's all been fair. But when you win a game like that, when the team responds to, you know, the outside noise that wasn't even outside, right? Like Fields referred to like Woody's comments as all the outside noise. He's the owner of the team.
If we can just complete a pass,
it would look good.
Like, to come back from that, good for Justin Fields, man. That's awesome. Even if it's one game and it's an outlier and it's not who he is, whatever. Like just good for him to have that moment. James B is next. What's up, James?
What's up, Jake? We're winners, baby. We're winners. You're only as good as your last performance. Our last performance is a dub. So everyone in this chat, let's all enjoy it and know that it's going to last for 2 weeks. We're going to be winners for 2 more weeks. And Jake, just to tell you, let's go 10-7. Why not? Let's go 10-7. Because today we started off with our playoff odds at 0.8%. And with this dub, we went above 1%. We got this, Jake. We have it in the bag. Let's go. That's all I have to say.
Well, I'll tell you what, James. Maybe lay off the drugs, but I hope you're right.
First win!
I hope he's right. Hey, by the way, rest in peace to Dan Campbell. Started 0-10-1. Oh, yeah? Aaron Glenn started 1-7.
To Nick Mangold, rest in peace, brother. We're just beginning. 1-7, let's go all the way. Can we do a 10-belt salute to one of our greats? Now let's have a moment in silence for the greatest New York Jet of all time. Moment of silence. Dippy, 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 go.
Well said, Beast. Well said. Can't wait to talk to Beast about the Jets' next opponent next week. BYE. More of your calls. Doug on the bed is next. Hey, Doug.
I don't know if you saw this, Jake, but Breece Hall ended up averaging 7.4 yards per carry today.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, game was a great, they won it for Nick. This is like what we've been wanting to see. We want to see competent coaching. I want to see the team fight, and we just want to see wins, and we got it. Now, everyone bitching and moaning about the draft pick. More than likely, this team will still pick in the top 5. You're going to get a good quarterback in there. And you said it. You're not necessarily going to get the QB at 1. Most of the time, it's like, look at the Panthers and Texans a few years ago. You think the Panthers are happy? Or do you think the Texans are happy they had the second pick instead of the first pick?
I mean, once again, it's not where you pick, it's who you pick and who your coaching staff is to take that pick and make them successful.
But you definitely saw strides today. Best offensive game of the season, especially considering no Garrett, Isaiah Davis. I was like, Isaiah Davis touchdown away from winning $100 on FanDuel. So, so close. But yeah, no, it was just good to see. And, if you see this out of the rest of the year and somehow the Jets finish with 5 wins, I would say based on where we start, we would all be happy with that. I mean, obviously not in the grand scheme of thing, but they can show this improvement. And when we finish up with 5 wins, I think a lot of fans from where we started would take that at the end point. Do you agree?
I just want to see real improvement. And we've been saying that the wins can't happen, in late December, right? Like it had to happen now when you're playing Carolina, Cincinnati, you play Cleveland at home with a week to get ready for them. Like these are the games that you gotta win and show us something. And they showed us a lot. To the defense is still not any good, but they did make a couple stops late, so give them credit there. And we got to see, like momentum. We got to see them do it again. Like any team can have an outlier performance. The Jets had this performance offensively week 1. They just didn't close. Can they build on it? Can we see? The defense play well next week. Can they play complementary football? They've yet to do that. And in their wins or near wins, there's always been a unit that's been terrible. It's not like they've ever had both the offense and the defense both playing well at the same time. Or in the case of like week 1, you throw in the special teams debacle with the fumble by Gibson. Like you want to see real improvement. You saw a win today. That is the ultimate improvement. That's the biggest thing that matters. But they got to win more games, man. As happy as we are now, they finished with just 1 win the rest of the way. It's not going to matter. So it's just the start of hopefully something.
Yeah, they finished with 1 would be bad. But also, You got look at who they're playing. Like the Browns, Dylan Gabriel. Oh my God, talk about a quarterback. The Saints are awful. The Dolphins, I know they won today, but I mean we play the Falcons too. So you got winnable games. You just keep playing competitive football and you see what happens. Like today, but like, and I said a super chat in earlier, it actually felt like we had the better coaching staff today, which was nice. You saw they went into the second half, even the last 2 minutes of the first half. They let it to touchdown, but they go down, get a field goal. It's okay. Not a complete waste. We got something good momentum and they made the right adjustments going into the half. And then you said after that, when they go down 38-24, most of the times we're like, well, it was a good effort. But they responded right away. They made the one stop. Also, for the crap this regime has got, something that we gotta love. Like Titans fans are so pissed about. The Brownlee trade is looking great so far. He's been a very good player, and you got to give Muji credit for that. And like those pick swap trades, one for Briggs and Harrison Phillips, and now Brownlee, have all been some of his best moves so far.
Yeah, Brownlee, I thought he's looked really good. He made the great play on the fourth down stop at the end there using coverage. So there's some things to give you some hope. But ultimately, winning football games is the biggest thing, and they won today. So that's the bottom line, right? And let's build on this now. Let's beat the Browns. Like that's my big thing. And people after week 1 were like, moral victory. It means nothing if you don't show up and play well in your next game, right? And they came out and they completely no-showed that Bills game. Now they got an extra week. Go beat the Browns at home. They're in your building. Go win that game.
And you said it, like the last regime, they could never win off the bye. I can't even remember the last time we won off a bye game.
They actually beat the Giants in 2023 in
right.
that awful rain game off the bye. That was it, though. Yeah.
In the game where Tommy DeVito came in and they were scared to let him throw.
Yep.
And the Giants almost won somehow.
Yeah. The Jets did not play well that day. They did just enough to win because the Giants gave them the game.
They literally didn't have a quarterback. They had the confidence in throwing the ball. That's why the Jets won that game.
Yep.
But, see what we do. And like you said, it's positive. We're not going in, man. They're going to fire Glenn. 0-17. It's coming. We got to win. We can have positive. And they did it for 74. You had the shitty news, like for like younger fans like Connor, who does stuff for Robbie Sabo on Jets X Factor. He does like for younger Jets fans, those 09 and 010 offensive lines were just so dominant, and it was led by Nick Mangold and then Brick. But like he was just so good and like great dude, and it just sucks, One of my, and like you said, a lineman to break through in the media like that too. It really just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't feel real, Like Nick Mangold's 41 years old. Like he was inducted into the Ring of Honor a couple years ago. So it's terrible. I don't know. I'm thinking about Nick and his family. Anytime I met Nick, he couldn't have been nicer, man. Like I put out the tweet earlier. They say don't meet your heroes, but like Nick Mangold, that did not apply to. Like he was the man. Met him multiple times in person, had him on radio, had him on YouTube before. Maybe I'll go dig up the old Nick Mangold interview or repost it this week in honor of him. Oh, man. Hey, maybe this one was just because of Mangold today and the Jets will go back to being the Jets, but at least today they got to win. And Rob, the Jet fan, was there at the watch party to watch it with all of us. Hello, Rob.
Jake, great time today, man. I tell you, I'm one of the most pessimistic fans, but when you have a watch party, I want to be there. I want to support you. I like the Asmaniacs. We had a ball. We were screaming and yelling like we didn't lose a game. Forget about not winning a game.
You would have look if you just walked in, you woke up from a coma, and you were just watching football. You were like, "Wow, the Jets are really good this year. Like these fans are crazy. They love their team. They're into it.
They got to be a great team." But you know what, Jake? Well worth it coming today. Not a waste of time for me. I support the Asmaniacs. We had a ball. We had a ball. It was fun, yelling out the chants and stuff. I'm not delusional, and I still, not optimistic for the year, but this was a lot of fun. But all those people, Jake, I mean, they're sitting there about Breece Hall. Let's get like a 4th or a 5th rounder for him. Come on. You see the numbers that this guy put up today? 18 carries, 133 yards, 7.4 average, 2 touchdowns, and he threw for a touchdown today. He was responsible for technically 3 touchdowns today. And this is the guy that we want to give up for a 4th or a 5th round pick. Are you kidding me? No way, Jake. Please tell me that they're not going to get rid of this guy. I don't care if we have to franchise him next year. I would not get rid of Breece Hall. He's got too much talent. I'm sorry. He's got too much talent. And very happy with Mason Taylor. I think he's going to be a player, a good tight end. You know, Fields had a good game today. Not going to take it away from him. I still don't think he's a good quarterback, but he had a great game today, so you got to shout him out. And, like, you know, in lieu of the people that we were missing today, Jake, I don't know how the hell we put up 39 points. Isaiah Davis came to play today. Isaiah Williams came to play today. I mean, it was remarkable. I mean, and I also don't think I would get rid of McDonald. Would you, Jake? I mean, he's the only really legit pass rusher we have. I mean, why would we get rid of him? What are we going to get, like a 2nd-round pick for him or something?
I would not get rid of anyone that is under contract.
No.
I wouldn't. I want to give this regime a chance to let the year play out. Let's see how it looks. Let's see if there's improvements. You know, I mean, look, if you want to trade Michael Carter, if you want to trade Alan Lazard or Tony Adams or something, fine. I wouldn't trade Breece either, unless I'm getting like a real return for Breece, which I don't think you will because he's a running back. I wouldn't trade him either. Like I like if they could get a 2nd-round pick for Breece, fine, but no one's going to give you that. So I rather keep him and see. Like they needed Breece today to win. So like I want to see what this team could do the rest of the way. If they could show some real progress. I think that's what we all want as fans. We want to see wins.
Exactly. Look how explosive he can be, Jake. How good and dynamic is Breece when he plays to his potential. He's one of top 3. I'm sorry. He's top 3 in the league. Maybe numbers haven't shown it so much this year, but look at the team he's playing for. But when he gets unleashed like that, he is so good. So for me, Jake, I don't want to see these players start going. I don't want to see Breece get traded. Oh, let's get a draft pick for him. Or McDonald, let's get rid of him. Or even Quincy. I mean, Quincy, Quincy, yeah. He over-pursued a couple of guys today. But other than that, he did have a good game. You know, obviously the running game stunk for us today. I mean, we didn't stop the running game. We allowed too many points. It figures, Jake. We were saying it at the bar. Today our offense showed up, and now it looks like our defense didn't show up. It was the funniest shit. But you know what? We got to win. I'll take it. I'm really, really happy. I'm glad that I was there, Jake, supporting the Asmaniacs and yourself, of course. And a little Jets, 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 Jets.
Love it. Rob, appreciate you coming today, man. Glad you got to see a win with everyone. Hell yeah. I said Kyle Clifton to let Rob use his home there for his call. Joe the Jet says, is Justin Fields a franchise quarterback? I don't know anymore. No. Did he play great today? Does he deserve his praise? Yes. He's not a franchise quarterback. Franchise quarterbacks can duplicate great performances. Franchise quarterbacks, when they don't have their A stuff, can still play competently and do enough to win games. Right? Like, you're not always going to be great. There's going to be obstacles, injuries. Your offensive line will have a bad game. You know, your receivers are out. But the best ones can overcome all that. That's a franchise quarterback. Fields has been a guy that has one of the worst winning percentages in NFL history for a guy who started the amount of games he started. But today he won a game and deserves credit for that. Because we, on this show, give credit when it's due. We don't give blind, we don't just have blind faith in things. With the late window games officially in the books, here's your look at the draft standings. The Jets would pick 2 right now if the season were to end today. New Orleans, based on strength of schedule, would pick 1. They're 1-7. Tennessee would pick behind the Jets based on strength of schedule. They're also 1-7. Miami now at 2-6, but their win is big because I think a lot of us thought, hey, maybe that Jets-Dolphins game on December 7th could decide the top pick in the draft. I wouldn't worry about any of this. Once again, if the New York Jets end up winning only around 3 or 4 games, which is, I think, where the season is probably headed, they're going to have a top 5 pick, meaning there'll be an opportunity to get a quarterback. And by the way, if Tennessee is one of the teams that is picking in front of the Jets, they're not taking a quarterback. So you could do a pick swap with them and move up a spot and get someone if you really want. Because you know they're not going to take a quarterback. Let's not worry about the tankathon standings yet. It's October 26th. We got time. Rye says, Lazard blocking on the Brees toe tap was epic. I'm excited to watch it back. Hey, if he had a good block on the play, good for Lazard. I still think they should be playing the young guys over him. Big fella, Jay Brownlee tweet, thank God me made me a Jet. Did he spell it that way too, Big Phil? Either way, Brownlee, I think, has been a really good addition. I like Brownlee a ton. It's been a good move. Man, I'm just showing the highlights on NFL Network right now of this Jets game. The fact that the Jets scored to make it 31-24, and then the Bengals went right down the field again, and the Jets were able to convert on that 4th and 1. How about that catch and run by Jeremy Ruckert today, right? I think Ruckert drops that a year ago. That was a big play on 4th and 1 with 8:30 to go in the game. Huge play. I'm watching. Oh, yeah. Lazard did a nice job on the Brees play. You're right. I'm watching it now. He had a nice block, and he shielded his body to keep another defender away from Brees. The 2-point attempt is crazy that it actually worked. It really is. It's where you catch the ball and forward progress is stopped right there. Like, he caught it, and where he caught it, the ball was over the goal line, and his feet were in the end zone. So, to me, it was the right call. And I'm sure Bengals fans disagree, but it was. 3rd and 10 here. Let's see how the Jets get these last stops. They had a sack. Jermaine, Will McDonald in there. And then the Jets got the ball back down 38-32 after the 2-point conversion. They got the stop. Fields with a nice play to Arian Smith. Good to see him get involved there. That was a good ball by Fields. Give him credit there. What Arian Smith finished with today, by the way? Arian Smith finished with one catch. That was the only catch. One catch, 23 yards. Then the big first down on the 3rd and 2 to Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor played a hell of a game today. That guy could play 5 catches, but they felt like Mason Taylor's catches all felt like they came in big spots, big moments in the game, big parts of the drive. And then obviously he caught the game-winning touchdown, from Brees Hall, because if the Jets were going to win, it had to be something insane. Love it. Love it. All right, back to your remaining calls. If you're on hold, I guarantee we will get to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to a man who said that he was rooting for a loss every step of the way. Has that changed at all after one win?
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yeah, I'll have to eat some crow because it might be some copium effect. You know, how you manage losing in an 0-7 season. Because it did feel good to win. And even though I said I wanted them to lose, I want the number 1 pick. It's hard to root against the team when you watch it. You're like, oh, yeah, first down, yeah, let's go to touchdown. So
it's just not a normal thing if you're a diehard to root against your team, especially not now. You
hard.
Can't do it.
It's hard. But it's copium for me that, rooting for the losses because it's something that I can look forward to, I guess, in April. That, hey, we get a better chance at getting the best pick possible.
They will have a chance to get a quarterback. Realistically, this team is not rattling off, 9 straight wins the rest of the way, right? Let's be realistic. They who knows how many more wins they're going to get this year, but I'd be very surprised if they're not picking in the top 5.
Yeah, and I'm not going to rehash the game. Everyone said basically the same, or whatever I would say, but the one thing I do want to say is about Nick Mangold. And a lot of people laugh at the stuff that we bought. And it says, play like a Jet. And then people laugh and say, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Nick Mangold is what play like a Jet is. It should say play like Nick Mangold today. He is who being a Jet is, and his loss is felt by all the fans. And hearing Rex Ryan speak and whatever, that's what playing like a Jet is. So rest in peace to Nick, his family, his friends, the Jet community. Maybe he helped Willis to a win today. And that's all I have to say, man. Nick, we love Nick, and may he rest in peace.
The Mangold Miracle, we can call it, PBM. The Mangold Miracle. Well said. Well said. Blair Boyer, Super Chat, in the raffle for 2. Woody has to stay involved until this plane takes off and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Too many new employees. Woody has to stay involved until this plane takes off and the seatbelt sign is turned off. I don't really get the reference here, Blair. Is this a joke? I don't know. But I do know that Woody Johnson might have been a master motivator. This was all part of the plan.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
He went full Bill Parcells. He knew what buttons to press in the media to motivate his quarterback. It was all part of the plan. Woody Johnson, I'm told, also hung this in Justin Fields' locker. So we had to stare at it all week for additional motivation. Unreal. Bucks Fanatic, Shake and Bake says, I was wrong about the score, but I did have the Jets winning. Congrats, Jet Nation. Bucks Fanatic, hell yeah, baby.
First win!
Yeah. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. I mean, honestly, this game looked like it was going to get ugly. Like, we were celebrating first downs in the first half. Like, we were down 10-0, 17-3. Like, we were, like, just laughing, like, at how bad the Jets were. Like just as a coping mechanism. Like, yeah. We got a first down. Woo, we complete like the first completed pass. We're like, yeah. Like the fact that they ended up with one of their better offensive games in team history today, it really is just unbelievable, man. 502 yards, most in the game since 2021. Hard to believe. Thunderlips is next. What's up, Mr. Thunderlips?
Jake, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, my friend?
Dude, like, the whole point of football is to have fun, right? Like watching it, it has not been fun for years, right? So like before this game, my kids were like, hey, let's go bowling and this and that. And I'm like, dude, like we got to watch a Jets game. They want to work on some pitching and shit like that. And I was like, wait till halftime. If it's like a total blowout, we'll leave.
Hey, real quick, I have to do some housekeeping here. There's a guy named Michael 3832. He says, Jake Asman is white trash. So to that I say, farewell, Michael O, or however we say your fakakta name. Enjoy the hole, you bum.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
I've been called many things, but that's the first time I think someone has said white trash to me. So I'll take it as a compliment. Thunderlips, continue.
Well, that's what's aggravating is like I'm on Twitter and I saw all the hate that you were getting. And it's like one person says something and everyone kind of like feeds off of each other. And it makes no sense because if they actually knew you or watched your show, they wouldn't say that. It's like, I don't know. It's retarded. But anyway, so my kids went outside and played baseball because my oldest one is or my middle one's going to pitch on Monday for the championship game. And they came in during when it was 10-0 and they're like, oh, it looks like it's, the game's over. Let's go bowling. And I was like, no, I can't go. I want to watch. It was just a fun game sitting here with my wife. And then the kids started watching and stuff like that too. And it's like, why couldn't they do that last week when we went to the game? Right. That's the whole point of football is having fun. When Breece Hall threw that touchdown pass, I thought he had no shot. He looked like he was throwing a fucking wet salami or Stromboli into the freaking end zone. And it's like, I thought it was going to get picked or he was just going to throw it out of bounds. It was great. It was fun. I loved it. One point with Nick Mangold, like 3 years ago, I went to a game with my my 21-year-old, and we got these cups with Nick Mangold on it, and just me and my oldest went. So I was drinking out of the cup one time, and I was talking to my kids, and they looked at the cup and like, "Is that guy? Who is that?" I was like, "Oh, it's Nick Mangold. He played for the Jets." And they were like, "Is he dead? Is he still alive?" And I tweeted it, and I added him on Twitter, and he replied back to me. Not that like that's a big thing, but he like replied back, and he's like, "No, I'm still alive," blah blah blah. And it just like all day I was kind of like thinking about that and shit like that. And it's like, in my heart of hearts, I was like, we're gonna win this game. Like I felt like it was just meant to be. And it just was so cool to see it come to fruition. And it was such a fun game, and to share it with the family. And that's what football is about. And, forget about draft picks and shit like that. You want to win. You want to have fun. You want to share moments with your family. Nick Shine going to the game with that chick crying in the side in the stands and shit like that. His kid's going to remember that for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Like, these are the memories that you make, not the losses, it's the wins.
Well said. Well said. I mean, we just want to see wins. I think you nailed it at the beginning, Thunder Lips. Like,
right.
It's supposed to be fun. Like, we don't need to worry about draft picks or whatever. Like, you have no idea who's even coming out. You have no idea who they're going to pick. And it's October, not late December. Like, let's enjoy our team playing well. And these guys that we invest so much time talking about year round actually playing well and winning. Like, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. So I'm right there with you.
And like you said, like, if you want a quarterback, you don't have to pick number one in the draft.
Most of the best ones in the league weren't number one overall. That's been my point from the beginning. The last 10 quarterbacks picked first overall, none of them have won a Super Bowl. So it doesn't guarantee anything.
Yeah, I think you brought up the Josh Allen pick like 100 times since I started listening, and you're absolutely right. So, I mean, sometimes things happen for a reason, you know what I mean? Like when we lost to the Rams that one year, you know what I mean? We thought we were going to get Trevor Lawrence. It's like, he's kind of dog shit. Who cares, It's like none of those quarterbacks were good. Just, I think the main thing is Glenn, you've been rooting. I mean, like, you've been rooting for, like, everyone gives you hate for like putting those like memes and shit about Glenn. But in the beginning, when we hired him, you didn't want him, but you're rooting for him. Why would you not want, like, for your head coach to succeed, especially a head coach that played for our team? I think we all want him to succeed. And today, like one of the callers said before, it looked good. Like, he was going for it on like the certain downs, and maybe the play calling wasn't great when it was like a pitch play. I think it was on 4th down, which was kind of like, why wouldn't you just like quarterback sneak it? You know what I mean? But other than that, it's like it was kind of a clean game, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, look, it was fun, right? It was entertaining. They scored points. Like, and I think you nailed it at the beginning, Thunderlifts. Like, football is supposed to be fun. Today was fun. They won. They came back. They scored points. They scored 39 points. They got big stops at the end. And, for at least a day, we aren't a joke. And we won for Nick Mangold today, which, maybe the Mangold miracle was what got us this win. And the Jets will go back to being awful against Cleveland. But, man, it's just nice to win one, to quote Kevin from The Office.
100%. Yeah, my 13-year-old got a text from a Bengals fan from school, and he was like kind of trolling him, and he was like, "You guys are 1-7 or whatever, blah blah." And then my 13-year-old replied back, and he goes 10-7. You know what I mean? It's so diluted. Like, that's what's funny. Is like they're so conditioned with the losses that they get one win, and they freaking lose their mind. You know what I mean? But Jake, enjoy the rest of your night, man. Enjoy the win, and keep watching, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Thunderlips. Excellent call as always, man. Mustaches looked tremendous every time he calls in. And I can confirm that it's even better in person, folks. All right, I saw the Thunderlips stash in person. And it is, I mean, it's electric. There's no other way to describe it. How else would you describe that thing? Legendary? I mean, look at that thing. This is me with the Thunderlips family last week. Unreal. What a win. Nice to win one. Hexen says, I hope they sign Brees. Blair says, I meant Woody has to stay involved until the team gets going. My reference man until the plane takes. You have a new coach, new GM, new quarterback. Why would you want Woody involved, though? Woody's job is to hire the right people and give them every resource they need to be successful. Facilities, money to spend on their coaching staff and front office, money to invest in analytics, money to invest in scouts. That's the job of the owner. Be supportive for the people you hired to do their job. You don't want Woody involved. And the last thing you want the owner to do is to undercut the head coach by speaking about the quarterback and to put the quarterback in a spot where the owner of the team puts him on blast. The criticism should come from talk show hosts, fans, other media people, not from the owner.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
And for what it's worth, it wasn't even Woody who gave Glenn the game ball. Apparently, it was Christopher Johnson who presented the game ball. Also, let me give some love to Aaron Glenn here. I'm trying to pull it. So Glenn, in his speech, talked about Nick Mangold with the team, which is very classy. So that's good. Let me pull that. You know, and once again, my thing with Glenn has always been when they were going through the hiring process, no first-time coaches. But now that he is the coach, obviously I want him to be the best coach we've ever had. I want him to win, turn it around. But through 7 games, he was off to the worst start in Jet history for any coach in their first year. So we had to be honest about that too. While saying that, there were still 10 games left, and let's see some improvement. We saw a major improvement today. Why? They won.
First win!
They won for Nick Mangold. This was Glenn in the locker room talking about Nick Mangold.
Say this. I want to say this. Man, listen, I didn't play with this player, obviously. All right? But, man, he's a Jet through and through, and he passed away. Nick Mangold. Right? A Jet through and through, man. He had a number of kids, so, man, that touched me every time, like somebody from this organization, especially somebody that put their heart and soul into making this team like a winning team, man, has passed away. All right, so, man, I just want to acknowledge that first and foremost, man. Make sure you keep his family in your prayers. Please do that. All right, let's get this prayer real quick.
Love that. Love that. Islip Jet fan says 2 top receivers out and we win. Coincidence? RIP 74. That's amazing they won without Garrett and Reynolds. Not that they won. They won because of their offense today. It's not like the defense scored a touchdown or special teams had a kick return touchdown or a punt return or they blocked a kick, right? McDonald giving them a touchdown in Tampa kind of inflated the final score. Because you didn't watch the game. You're like, oh, the Jets scored that many points? Like, not really. Like, this was just Fields playing great after a slowish start, right? In rhythm. The MVP of the game today is the offensive line. Fields had so much time to throw. Did you hear Trey Hendrickson's name once? Beast, did you hear Trey Hendrickson's name once today?
A little bit, but I do want to say Nick Mangold will be missed in this organization. I do want to do a 10 belt salute to the man.
We did it already.
Only 2 out of 10. What are you trying to cheat? What are you trying to cheat me out of my shorts?
You want? I don't want anything to do with your shorts.
So thank you. Now, moment of silence. Thank you. Now, let's go back to the Jake Asman show. Dippy, go.
Hey, what'd you think of the game today, Beast? What stood out to you?
First half, we didn't look. We weren't prepared, but second half, we got our heads in gear and started turning some asses around. But I did like that one play towards the end. 32-38. I loved it. Here, Breece Hall did something I thought I'd never see this guy do something so drastic. He's just going, whoop! Here comes PBMT. Hello! See you later, alligator. Adios, senor pelota, and sayonara.
I thought the defense, while they let up some yards and points, I thought they made some big plays. What did you think of Sauce Gardner's performance?
There was he did well. He has to keep on going, and there is one thing I am going to say once, and I'm going to say this one time. And the home of the Jets!
First win! Sauce had a hell of a game today, Beast. Well done. You can't make it up. Man with the Jets tattoo is next. What's up, Mr. Jets tattoo? What's up, Carl?
Hey, Jake, how you doing? I'm actually on a cruise at
Really?
this point. Yeah, yeah, I'm on a cruise right now.
Where are you cruising to?
Well, we started out at we cruised to Boston, and we were supposed to go to Sydney, and there's a storm out there, so they're taking us straight to Halifax. And then we don't know what we're going to do because we'll have to see what the weather's like.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Good for you. The internet's pretty good if you're calling in on a cruise here.
I'm calling actually on my T-Mobile bars. We're pretty close to shore, and I still have signal.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I listened to Rex Ryan today. It broke my heart. Brought tears to my eyes.
Me
I
too.
mean, Rex
Yep.
was really broken up over Nick. And, you know, this is the first time I ever went anywhere without my Jet gear, because I'll tell you the truth, I was embarrassed to wear it. You know what I mean? And I had no Jet gear today, but I sat outside and watched the game on my phone, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a real good time. They showed the Giant game up on a big screen. So, you know, everybody was watching the Giants and the Eagles, and I'm sitting there on my phone watching the Jets. But it was exciting, and I hope this sparked. I think the thing with what Woody said about Justin Fields, I hope it sparked him. And you know, if he can play like that every week, could you imagine what we can do?
I mean, look, I think it's probably unlikely, but, you know, he does have that ability in him, which is why I didn't think the Jets, by the way, were going to be winless this year, because weird things happen in the NFL. Like Fields could catch lightning in a bottle again, or, you know, the defense could have like just an outstanding game. Like, you know, everyone was dogging on the Dolphins, and rightfully so. They were probably the only team in the NFL that looked, you know, just as bad as the Jets for most of this year. And look what they did to the Falcons today, who have beat the Bills this year. So it's a week-to-week league. That's why the best teams are the ones who are the most consistent. And I hope what we see now is just more consistency from the Jets over the next now 9 games. So we feel a lot better about this regime going forward.
Yeah, I think today made everybody feel a little bit better. I mean, like everybody else said, all we want to see is competitive football. You know, we know they're not going to the Super Bowl this year, but, you know, give us an exciting game. What more can you ask for? Anyway, listen, I got to get into a show, so it was good talking to you, and I will see you when I get back.
Enjoy the cruise. Enjoy it.
I will.
And enjoy a little Victory Monday on the cruise, Carl. That's awesome.
I will. Thanks a lot, Jay.
You got it. All right, last chance to get in the raffle. I'm counting all the names. We are giving away a Nick Mangold jersey in honor of Nick at the end of the stream today. You know, I went online to go see if I could buy a bunch of signed Nick Mangold items to use for raffle prizes, and it really is a shame. People just jacked up the prices on all the items for Mangold. So, yeah, people trying to profit off a man's death, I think, is terrible. But that's the world we live in. Like, it's now like 3 times what it previously. And I know the prices on all this stuff because I give away, you know, 3 to 5 signed items a week on the show. And people jacked up the prices, but we will give someone a chance to win a jersey of Mangold at the end of the stream here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the great David T.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hey, Jake, real nice tribute on Nick Mangold. My thing is, oh my God, it must have been 15, 20 years ago. You know, the Pepsi had they still might, the account up at MetLife. So the big wigs were going up there. And then when they got back, one of them said to me, "Hey, I got something for you." and it was a. I'm looking at it right now. A Sharpie sign. I don't know if he actually signed it. Nick Mangold picture. I got a frame for it, and I cherish it to this day. But the game, totally unexpected, and I'm like you. I'm still rooting for Aaron Glenn. Maybe he can turn it around. And the neat thing is, I'm a believer in timing is everything in life. So we got a couple of weeks, and they play Cleveland. So maybe we can feed off of it.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Maybe Woody Johnson is actually a genius, and he knew what buttons to press to get the most out of his quarterback. He paid $30 million guaranteed to. He motivated him for greatness.
Yeah. All due respect, Jake, my opinion on Woody is he's a silly Willie.
Woody's a silly Willie.
Yeah.
I like it, David. That's well done.
his brother is more level-headed.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
I've got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen, bitch. Fireball, whiskey time, David motherfucking T.
Love it. Love it. I just got a tweet from someone. I tweeted out a video for the watch party, and this loser, Missouri Jets guy, at MO_Jets goes, those people were going to be there even if you weren't. Nobody turns out to your watch parties. Get over yourself. Like the level of hate I have gotten from people who know nothing about me or the show, you just got to laugh at it. Like I responded to the guy because I'm petty and I don't give a fuck. Ha ha ha. You are a loser. I love it. Send me your tears to drink in front of you. Because, I mean, I just, at this point, whatever. Like, oh my God. You could hate on me, but the one thing you can't hate on is the fact that we have an unbelievable community today that showed up to watch an 0-17 team. But yeah, they would have been there anyway. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up the show with our raffle for Nick Mangold, I had to do like a triple check to see if my eyes were deceiving me here. There's a guy on the line right now that we haven't heard from in months. Months, I tell you. No one knows where this guy has been. I don't know where he's been. I didn't even know if he was alive. I didn't know if he was in jail. I didn't know if he was, still in the country. I had no idea. Let's get some answers to some of these questions, and we'll give him a chance to redeem himself as this show's closer.
It's G-Span.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's G-Span.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's G-Span.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for G-Span.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill. Yo, life's been busy, man. It's been depressing. I've moved back. I try not to cry here. Moved back to Chicago. Didn't work out with my friends, but like the true friends are people you make along the way. Like you meet new friends every single day. And I just had to take a break. A lot of stuff went wrong with family. I only got like 20 people left to speak to at the moment. So I was in a real depressed state, and I didn't want to bring the depression here, but I've got back on my anxiety meds. I got on a stronger med known as hydroxyzine for anxiety and depression, and I decided to finally show up, man.
Well, I'm glad that you're seemingly in a much better place than Cheats fan. I hope all is well with you. We miss you around here. Are you working at a Denny's in Chicago now? What is the latest?
No, I was in Chicago for a bit. I came back. I'm technically working random hours for a call center, not giving that out. Not giving out any information for that. Back at my old apartment, and I'm just been enjoying life. I just had to take a break. I exposed someone for doing some bad things, and then the hate came on from that from multiple people, and they didn't believe it until the court date, and he got sent to jail. So technically prison, but like I've been doing good, man. I was happy for you. Like along the way, when those close games where I'm like, come on, the Jets have to pull it out for Jake Asman. And people's like, who's Jake Asman in Discord? I'm like, look him up. He's an avid Jets fan. Like I bring their name up all the time, and you're on any tree server.
Chiefs fan, you've been missed, man. You know, a lot
I
of people
know.
thought that you could have been in a ditch somewhere. Some thought you were in prison. Some thought maybe you left the country.
I just had to take a break, man. Like after I exposed that guy for doing highly illegal things, like life went downhill. I had to get out of town, and I've been doing better. And even though I can't fit this because I got a watermelon head, I still feel like wearing it.
Well, Chiefs fan, we're glad that a win brought you out of retirement, and we look forward to more of your calls. I want to hear more about
Yeah.
all 18 jobs over the course of a year that you seemingly
Well,
have.
let me just say this real fast. Like New York lost one hell of a star from the Jets. Rest in peace, Nick. And then Scatterboo goes down. But Justin Fields, I don't care if you're a Jets fan or a Giants fan, you gotta cheer for something that they did for Nick. I'm like, at this point, I thought you guys would be 5-4. Those close games at the beginning of the year, those close calls, the last second plays in London that you should have won. Like in my eyes, this is a 5-4 team. I know I'm not one of your fans, but like fans as a Jet fan, but like my eyes, you're a 5-4 team. So just think of it that way. And you're gonna kick the Browns' ass, you're gonna kick the Patriots' ass, and the Ravens are like dead in the water. So like they're 2-5. So even if they get Lamar back, you just scare him when he throws a pick. Henry might be an issue. That's where your defense shines. Like your 2010 defense. Just do it for Nick. That should be the slogan for the Jets for the rest of the season.
Look, tough to argue with that. Well said, Chiefs fan. Welcome back. Hopefully, you're doing all right, and we hear more from you, all right?
Yes, sir. I'm on phone since I don't have an active Chromebook, but I've been sitting here since my phone has been at 100%. Now it's at 45. So I stayed a few 55%.
Ladies and
My
gentlemen,
phone life.
if you're a new viewer to the show, Chiefs fan's one of the OGs, and he has made his triumphant return after maybe 6 months away. But
Yeah, and bad news is I did put on 25 pounds during my depression, so I hope to lose that by next year.
Hey, why don't we do this before you run? Give us some jumping jacks. Let's get you in a good mode fitness-wise, all right?
I would, but my neck hurts like hell from the rain, but I'll
Come
try
on,
to
give
do
us a
the
little
next.
physical activity, a little movement.
All right, shit. Damn it. It
There you
sucks
go.
with
Up
the
and down.
phone. It sucks with the phone. It sucks with the phone. I look stupid.
Intensity. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Get that heartbeat up. Let's go. Jets won today, Chiefs fan.
Yeah, keep going. Screw it. Hold on. Back again.
Let's go, Chiefs fan. Here we go.
Yeah, my Chromebook broke in the move, so all I have is my phone and my Xbox. My smart TV.
Chiefs fan, welcome back to the show.
Yes, sir. Take
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Man, what a show, huh? What a show. The New York Jets have a win.
First win!
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm counting the raffle entries, so this is your last chance to enter. I did want to end the show with this audio that's going viral of Justin Fields at the podium after the game. Didn't get a chance to play the full Fields presser, but I did want to play a little bit of Fields. Once again, no matter how you feel about Justin Fields, the player, you got to respect the person, and he showed a tremendous amount of resiliency today. He played great, and, man, takes a lot to be as open as he was here. So I'm going to play you his answer. Then we'll come back and raffle away a signed Nick Mangold jersey in honor of our guy, number 74. Here's Justin Fields at the podium after the win today.
It's been a lot of, it's been a lot for me, emotionally, spiritually. When I was on the field, I was damn near about to start crying, but not because we won, but just because of the goodness of God and just how everything, works for the greater good. Everything that I've been through this past week, everything that we've been through as a team these past 7 weeks. It was a lot of ups and downs. I got a lot of support from my teammates, from my brothers, from my family, from my friends, and most of all, I'm just thankful, thankful for the Lord's that He blessed me. I mean, shoot, yesterday I'm praying like crazy, just for a win, and this I'm gonna get pretty vulnerable right here, but this week I kind of I found myself in my closet crying, on the ground, laying down, not because of the hardships, not because of the troubles. I felt like, I was built to handle that, and I was put in place to handle this situation. But in that moment when I was talking to my best friend, how hard it was, and just, not wavering faith-wise, I just had gotten a text from my sister and my stepmom, and it was just an encouraging text on, just keep going and keep spreading the faith, and they just sent me a link on social media, and I tell you guys all the time that I'm not on social media, so I didn't see it. So that was just it was just a sign from God for me to keep going, and that I'm in the right place. Yesterday I was just praying over and over and over again, like just one win, and but all that to say is that God is real, God is good, and everything that we go through in this life is for a purpose. So.
Happy for Justin Fields, man. That's awesome. Good for him. Good for him to get a win. All right. What a week it was for him.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
Clueless owner with those comments, man. And for Fields to handle it the way he did and have that type of performance, right? Down 10-0, down 17-3, come back, play the way he did, make the decisive throws late. Great team win. But you can't win without the play of your quarterback, and Justin Fields was awesome. Some breaking non-NFL news. Brian Kelly out at LSU. He's going to spend some time with his family. LSU, man. What's that buyout? Let's see. $50+ million, second most ever paid to a football coach. Crazy, man. College football money, just different breed. Maybe he goes to Penn State. He's probably better suited to be in the Northeast anyway than in the SEC. Black Gypsy in the raffle for one. Hex also in the raffle here. I got you, Hex. Thank you. You're in. Hexen, however we pronounce it. I got you in. All right. Let's honor Nick Mangold. Someone's going to win a Nick Mangold jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like button. Please make sure you're subscribed to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, time to spin the wheel.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
You see the Wheel of Champions on your screen. Only one can win. Now, Spencer, I see your super chat at the buzzer here. I don't have time to pull the video you sent in the Discord. It takes too long because it's from Facebook. So you got to email me videos if you want me to be able to pull it immediately. But I will put your entries in for Beast Breaker, which is very nice of you. Beast Breaker. Put it in twice. All right. Good luck to everyone. Thank you for all the super chats and the memberships. You guys make it possible to talk about this team year round. I truly say that all the time because it's true. YouTube views are great, but the lifeline of the show is the support from the community, and you guys make it all possible. Ladies and gentlemen, only one can win. In honor of Nick Mangold, a Mangold jersey, and the winner is Mike Perez. Congratulations to Mike, longtime viewer of the show, awesome Jet fan. He's the winner of a Nick Mangold jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Let's go. Jets got a win, and Mike has himself a Nick Mangold jersey. Hit it, AG.
First win!
Boom. Congrats to Mike. Mike, shoot me an email, asmanjake@gmail.com. Your name, I'm assuming it's Mike Perez, but also your address, your size, and I will get a Nick Mangold jersey ordered for you. I'm going to work on getting some Nick Mangold-related raffle prizes this week. Again, I think it's terrible that people do this, but it's now 3 or 4 times the amount for any, like, signed Mangold item. So people trying to take advantage of his death, which is shitty, but that's just how it goes. But you guys are the best, so we'll get some stuff for next week's raffle. We'll feature at least one Nick Mangold-related item. And during the bye week, I plan to have people on who played with Nick, reminisce about his career, tell some great stories there. Plus, we'll start to talk about these college quarterbacks. We'll start to talk about who the Jets could be taking. We'll have some college guys on. We'll do a film review with Joe Blewett on some of these quarterbacks. But I think we're actually going to do a film review on this game. We thought the Jets were going to get killed, so we'd only do college on Tuesday. Let's review this game. It was fun. There were some great plays made. So it's awesome to talk about. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, congrats to the Jets on their first win. Congrats to the Jet fans. We all deserve it. Don't worry about draft picks. It will play itself out. They'll get a quarterback. Let's find out if we have a coach. Let's find out if we have players that we want here. This is what it's all about right here. Congrats to Aaron Glenn. First win. Hopefully the first of many. Hugs for everybody.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Never count out the power of friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a show. Again, thank you for watching. RIP to the great Nick Mangold. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Joe Beningo at 10 a.m. Take it away, Aaron Glenn. The Jets have a win.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!